Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Bargain Bin, a show about speedrunning games all under $20. I'm your host, Midnight Vesper, and if you're new here, well, here's how this works. For more current/digital games and anthologies, we look at the list/MSRP price. For retro games, we use a wide assortment of price charting websites looking at the loose price of the game. We do not count any sales or discounts as they vary from time of purchase. Do not forget, registration is live for Awesome Games Done Quick 2024. If you'd like to attend the event in person from January 14th to the 21st, head on over to gamesdonequick.com for more information, including attendee registration and hotel booking. Be sure to check out the schedule at gamesdonequick.com/schedule and let us know what you're looking forward to the most. And of course, we got so much other stuff. I really got to go off and just preface today is Mega Monday. We got so much going on this amazing show. In fact, it's a little bit different for us. So for the whole evening is Mega Man, not just the Bargain Bin, but Express Lane, the show that comes after the Bargain Bin, is also doing Mega Man. So we're gonna have so many great games lined up, including Mega Man 2, Mega Man X, Mega Man 64, and so much more. But first, we got to toss it to Beller over here to showcase Mega Man ZX Advent. How are you doing today?
I could be better, noticeably better, but I'm doing good. I'm trying to be focused because I'm definitely confident I will show a good run. For this is Bless and Curse or series in the Mega Man franchise.
All right, so I'm ready to see this run. I do believe we have some commentators as well.
Should I say anything?
Yes. Sorry, you have commentators as well?
Yeah, I also came in here with commentators, specifically two people that are kind of well known within the CX community. First, MetaX, who you may recognize for doing certain hack runs of the first CX, as well, not really hack runs, more so mods. I'm not really sure what will be the correct term.
Hi, I'm MetaX. I was last here to commentate on the ZX run at GDQ.
That's a different character.
Well, okay. But yeah, I don't run ZX Advent. I'm more familiar with the first ZX game, but a lot of the things carry over because it's like this the same engine, and I do like this game too. And mostly what I've done is kind of done some data on the game, like finding out health values and damage stuff, and kind of that sort of thing. And then our other commentator is Ikisode.
Hello. So I've been running this game since 2015. I'm kind of retired, but I was also here with Meta on the HADOKEN commentary for the Mega Man ZX run. And ZX Advent is kind of a really different speedrun, but it's also a pretty fun speedrun, so looking forward to the run.
Yeah, so whenever you're all ready, let's go ahead and get it all underway.
All right, Belron, do you want me to do a countdown for you?
Yes.
So let me know when you're ready.
No. Okay. Hey.
All right, we start on go.
I'm ready.
3, 2,
I'm ready.
1, go. On the intro stage, we start with what we call a biometal. that lets us play just like Mega Man with a Buster or a Dash, but in this case, we are just a reploid form of Gray, and we have access to the pistol.
And no special abilities or anything. I'm just walking along, shooting some lemons. And so this game, you can choose between two different characters, and the other character is Ash, a girl human. And the gameplay difference between them for this form is that her shots, she can only have 2 on the screen at a time, but they're a little stronger. But Gray can have 3 on the screen at a time, but they're a little weaker. But I think the 3 is a little more familiar since that's more the classic.
Yeah, and we do have Ash as a different category because she plays on a different interstage, and the Guardian models that we'll see later on have different abilities. So if you're more a fan of Ash, you can compete with other just Ash runs. And the first boss is pretty straightforward. We do skip the cutscene at the start, and that sets us on a default RNG value, so it's pretty. We know what he's gonna do, and on some cases we do even a little manipulation on the start of the boss fight.
Yeah, that's one thing that's nice with these games is whenever you skip the cutscene, then the RNG resets, and you can almost always do that at the start of a boss fight, so it's really convenient.
Yeah, to be more specific, it's always when the game loads, and when we skip the cutscene, the game loads, and then in that case it resets on the case of boss fights, it resets after we skip the cutscene, but when we enter newer rooms that need a load, it also resets the RNG. I don't remember if we have a strat based on that on Advent, but on Mega Man ZX we do have a manipulation to get an energy drop there based on the load screens.
So yeah, now we've unlocked Model A, which is basically, I mean, it's sort of the namesake of the game. It's shortened to ZXA, and it's a pretty somewhat simple model based on kind of shooting capabilities. You have a charge shot, and then you have a homing shot, and you can see there's this big polygon that appears, and then it kind of targets enemies in its range and then shoots them. And you can combo the homing shot into the charge shot, which is what you usually see happening on the bosses. And this is the first pseudoroid form, which are basically in this game you can transform into bosses. And that little bit there, it looks kind of awkward, but you kind of just have to wait for the energy to regenerate so you can pass the tutorial basically.
Yeah, ZXA always makes you do tutorials for most of the new forms. Maybe 1 or 2 we don't have to do it, but basically we always have to do this tutorial.
Yeah, so if you've seen ZX, the first game, then kind of, for the most part, I'd say the big difference in the models or the forms between the two games is this ZX Advent has a lot more forms, though they're usually not individually as strong. And that this also has all these boss forms, which are really unique, but they won't get used super often in battle because they are really weak for most instances. There are some instances where you get to show them off, but yeah, they're mostly for their special abilities. Oh, and right there, he just saved a checkpoint so that he can teleport into that level out of this level that he's going to go do for now, which is kind of the first non-intro mission.
Yeah, the first 2 levels we have access to are the Rose Park level, which is this one, and the Chrono Force one. It does matter a little bit that we do Rose Park first, because we save a little time on pathing, but otherwise you could do in either order. And here showcasing a little bit of the Buckfire form.
Really
And-
interesting for me as someone who's never actually played any of the DS version Mega Man, that it still feels very, very, very similar to the SNES versions and the PlayStation versions.
Yeah, ZX has a pretty good feel on platforming, and it's mostly similar to the Zero series, and the movement feels pretty good, and combos are also pretty fun to do. Although combos
What's
are
not
not
fun is this boss.
Yeah. The early game on ZXA is not as fast as... I mean, ZX has a 7-minute prologue, we could say, with 3 slow stages. But ZXA is more... It takes a while for us to take a Saber, which really shines on combos.
Yeah, in ZXA you have kind of fewer choices at a time. Kind of the game is more like segmented in what stages you get to do. Kind of you get 2 at a time or 3 at a time, compared to ZX where you start with 4 and then can unlock them in mostly any order.
Yeah, ZX also has 2 routes we can do. One is just a little bit faster, but we do have the choice of doing either of the routes. On this game, we don't really have a choice. We do this one route, and this one is what works. And in the boss fight is the basic combo, just a homing shot into the full charge, and look that.
And ZXA also adds, just like in the Zero games, if you finish an enemy with a saber attack, then they have a special animation where they get slashed in half. And in this game, if you finish them with a charge shot, they have a special animation where they kind of like get like a hole blown in them, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
So I do have a question, because I know this is on a DS. How hard is it traditionally to capture a DS with, or at least I guess maybe the other question, how hard is it to capture portable hardware when it comes to just putting it on systems like Twitch and such?
I don't think any of us here have experience with that.
Yeah.
I do have ADS, but I never looked into it. We do allow emulators for this game, so I mostly run this game on the emulator. I know Tiki, he did a ZX run on HADOKEN 2015, I guess. He did run only on the DS, and he did stream there, but I don't know how hard it is to get a capture card to stream it.
Yeah, these games are really easy to stream legit now because because of the modern collections. There's the Mega Man ZX, or Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, which has all 4 Zero games and both ZX games, and that's on all modern consoles.
Yeah, it comes with 6 great games, and the only difference, or the only major difference to the collection is a glitch with Ash on Advent, and you can only do it on the original Japanese Mega Man ZX Advent. which is a technique we call Broken Fang that can be used to do a lot of damage to bosses. But otherwise, everything else is the same.
But yeah, here you're starting to see some of the wacky gameplay you get with the Pseudoroids. With Buckfire, with it, he gets this kind of high jump and these big wall jumps and this kick attack, and then transform to Rose Spark, who could do the he can kind of move around on those vines. And for most of this room, we're going to be in Buckfire because you have to break a lot of ice cubes, and it's basically meant for him to traverse this section.
Yeah, the only way to get through that we have right now is Buckfires. And he doesn't get slowed down underwater, so we do have to use him. And the next, the boss of this stage that's coming up is Chronoforce. And we do not want him to do a desperation attack that he goes off screen and does a really slow attack. I don't know how much it costs, but I would say like 10 to 15 seconds. Maybe not that much, but we wanna just leave him just above half HP and wait for him to do another attack and then try to finish him off until he finishes that attack or just leaves the screen.
Yeah, and he can be a little tough sometimes. He's also got like his hitbox that you can hit him with is pretty small, because he's a horseshoe crab. So you have to be careful to hit like his underbelly down there.
Yeah, Gray does have an easier time doing this one cycle because he does more damage with his Buster. Let's see what we get. Okay, so Baron just opts to not go for it.
I actually went for it. The problem was that I fell on 2 shots.
Okay? So you could have waited for a next attack. Yeah, like I said, he just stays there. He does his attack and moves it backwards in time and really slow.
Place is a pretty cool attack.
Nice off screen.
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Baki doesn't deserve to have a dead being watched.
And now we're going to get this little intermission, and we'll have to do something like another tutorial, I guess. We have to destroy some orbs with different elements. And now we have the 3 elements of the series, which is ice, fire, and thunder.
So this is basically kind of the way ZXA is structured. You got to choose whether to do the ice level or the grass level first. But once you do both, then you have to do this level, and then after that we'll get
No
more
comment.
choices. Oh,
It happens.
yeah. You gotta be careful with him because you can feel invincible because you've got this big old shell, but if you get poked on the underbelly, then it's all over.
Yeah, you can't die with this form to the spikes above, but yeah, the ones below can just kill you. And it's Mega Man, spikes just one-shot you.
Yep.
The hitbox there does not look like it's completely easy.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
It's a bit this tends to Chronoforce's back. That is a shield. But other than that, it can be difficult.
And now we have this stage that's kind of hard to not stop, because there's a lot of enemies and some do have a lot of HP to get through. We do wanna not stop, but to miss a shot here and there, it's really hard to not get hit. And we'll see another use of Rose Park in this stage. We do have to use him to get through the vines.
And you might also see that there's like tons of sections of stage back there that we never went to, like underneath all those pipes. And that's basically just like you can just explore that stuff because, you know, especially these games are kind of open world, so you can kind of just come back whenever you want. And sometimes you want to come back with a later ability, and you can find new items and stuff, just if you're playing the game more casually.
Yeah, ZX Advent did introduce a better minimap because the ZX minimap is terrible, but this one is more straightforward, which is you know where are the stages, where they start, and where you can transport to.
Yeah, and you can actually, on the bottom screen right now, we have kind of a quick transform screen, but you can actually change it to a tiny map that shows basically the rooms that you're in, which is something that was very much missing from the first CX game.
I know also you said that this was on another legacy collection that I assume is going to be on more modern consoles. How did they wrap around the DS style into more like a console type environment like a PlayStation or a Switch?
Well, they just have it so that you kind of, I mean, there's a couple settings that you can, display settings you can do for the main and sub screens. Usually you have the main screen kind of fill, and then the sub screen is kind of tiny in the corner. And then you use the right stick to kind of move a little cursor around, and then I think like ZR to select. So it's it works pretty decently. And especially in the first ZX game, you hardly ever use the bottom screen. In this one, you do use it a bit more, mostly for this quick transform.
Yeah, doing the transformation with the touchscreen is way faster than opening the radio menu. I don't know how to call it.
The wheel.
Yeah, and to transform with the touchscreen takes like 2 seconds, about 120 frames. So it's pretty good because we don't lose time to roll to a model that's way farther than our current model.
Yeah, in the first ZX, like you literally have to plan out your transformations basically, since you lose several seconds whenever you transform, unless it's a lot shorter.
Yeah, and this game we have a lot more transformations, so that would be way slower.
Yeah, in ZX, you aren't actually ever required to transform outside of very few instances, but that's one of the big differences in Advent is you are required to transform a lot. And so it also means, well, it kind of a downside in that you have a little less freedom, but it's also nice because generally you get to get more use out of each model.
Yeah, on ZX8 there's plenty of boss strats that just are not worth it, because after the boss you have to transform to Model 8 because of the cutscene, and that's a transformation that costs like 2 seconds. So if your new strat with another model doesn't save at least 4 seconds, it's really not worth it.
But yeah, he just activated an elevator, and normally if you ride the elevator all the way down, you get bombarded by all these enemies, but it kind of just let it go while chilling at the top. Let's get most of that.
Yeah, and just like the last stage, this stage we don't have a choice. We gotta do this one right now.
Yeah, this stage is generally considered the intermission, I think.
Yeah, both stages are like an intermission.
Yeah, from the last stage, we fought our first Mega Man, is what they're called. They're basically the bad guys who took the biometals from the previous game, and they're kind of using them. And so in the previous level, we got Model F, which we haven't used yet because, I mean, generally it kind of slows you down the way its shots work. So it's kind of, you use it for specific circumstances. And then the boss of this level is going to be halfway through the level. We're coming up on them soon, and it's going to be another Mega Man, Model P.
And the Guardian models are, or these Mega Man models are based on the Guardians from the Zero series. So the Model F we already have is Fafnir. And right now we are fighting Phantom. Pretty straightforward fight. We just wait for him to appear and react accordingly. Oh, just 1 HP. Oh no.
That's how it always happens.
Nice.
Yeah, nice use of the homing attack there. When you're turning around, it can lock on enemies above you. And pretty nice use of that.
And so Model P, if you hold up as you drop through or past a platform, you can cling on to it. So it's going to be used a little bit here. And then unfortunately, the very first mini boss they throw at you after you get Model P is the worst model for it. But now we're going to get to see some Model F, which can shoot upward, which is convenient.
Yeah, and unlike in ZX, Model P just does get some use here. It's not as bad as it was. Still not great, but for the platforming here, it's pretty good. And I can't quite remember what's happening in the story here. I know there's 3 stages, and one of them will turn evil. Albert.
Yeah, basically.
A few seconds later.
You're going to meet basically like leaders of the world or
No,
something.
that's what's happening in the story. No longer early.
And right now,
And one of them was like, haha, I'm evil.
yeah,
He flew away.
we do get a cutscene. We do have some anime cutscenes in both CX games, and the Albert one is, this first one is one of them.
Okay, so for this part, you have 4 stages to choose from, and so we chose this first stage, which you might recognize this area from the first game, but then at the start of the level, it all floats up into the sky, and it's all broken apart. So all 4 of these stages are based on areas from ZX. So this stage is based on Area A, but obviously now it's flying. And the boss is going to be the Model H Mega Man, because he's the one who flies. And Model H is really nice. It's not as absurdly strong in this game since we don't have overdrive or the super powerful tornado, but the movement is still really nice.
And we have wind pushing us in this stage, and like we said earlier in the run, the RNG is reset when we get a load screen, so these screens always have the same wind pattern. But dying here is terrible because when you spawn, you get a different timing on the wind. So we really don't want to die here.
Yeah, and it's really easy to die here because you can't see where the ground is, and then just fall and die. It's really easy.
Is it based more so like when you're learning the run for that particular thing, since you don't necessarily know what the ground is it going to be more along the lines of like you're listening to beats, you're listening to like certain cues to know when to land, or is it just more along the lines of practice and you just have to know from point A to point B, this amount equals where the ground is?
It's a pretty fun stage to practice, but you can get it down pretty nice, pretty cleanly. But if you mess up during the run, it's really hard to recover. So that's why it's really scary, because you don't really know the timing of the wind for that long on the screen. You're gonna go fast. So if you stay too long there, you don't know how the wind works. So it's hard to predict it.
Yeah,
Because it
apparently
does
we live in a
push us.
bizarro world where Model F beats Model H.
Because the wind does push us to the right or the left. So if you do a jump trying to go to the right and the wind is pushing to the left, you can just jump to your death.
Okay, so this level is the level with the last of the 4 Mega Man models. This one is based on the highway from ZX. And you've got these really annoying drones that just kind of chase after you whenever they ignore you if you don't dash, but we're kind of speedrunning here, so they're just gonna go nuts.
The speedrun police.
Yeah.
And this little mini boss is this one is a boss on ZX, and turns out it's a mini boss here. We just use Moto F, shoot up. We gotta do it 3 times. This mini boss is okay, but the next one we will get in this stage is really annoying. We do have Model P from Gray, and Gray's Model P has a shuriken as a charge shot, so it can be used for the next mini boss. And it's pretty convenient because Ash does not have that, and that mini boss is really annoying to hit.
But you use F for this mini boss to punch it to bits.
Yeah, there's other options, right? So I don't know exactly what Strat Baron does. Oh yeah, Model F makes more sense because this is normal. I was thinking more about beginner.
Beginner? Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And beginner is
Oh yeah.
beginner is the popular category for this game. Not saying it's better or worse. And
Yeah,
normal is pretty hard because you don't have a saber early and you've gotta deal with these slow fights.
No drops there. But yeah, so for F, you got to use the Flame Breaker, kind of summon flames on the ground, like a charged fire wave from X1. I think that's what it's based on, and it got tons of damage in. It does like 1 damage versus actual bosses for some reason, but versus mini bosses it just destroys them.
Yeah, and here we are seeing a use of Model S on the boss, which is pretty good on this fight. Oh no.
Yeah, this boss is kind of scary because he just kind of zooms around.
Yeah, right there, Baron did pause by mistake because you have to wait for Gray to stand on the ground, transform, and then you can skip the cutscene.
Yeah, and if you mess up and don't land on the ground after killing the boss, then you die.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can die after just beating him.
That's brutal.
Alright, so now we're gonna jam at the scrapyard, which is area F from ZX, but it's kind of gone all down to junk.
Yeah, this stage is kind of a labyrinth. We don't know where to go, but casually this must be... I don't remember how I did it casually, because it's been years, but...
Lots of wandering around.
Yeah. And you have
Going
to
through the same
hit some...
hallways over and over.
You have to hit some switches to open some paths and go back and do it again.
Yeah, the
But
speedrun has some tricks you can do to get a lot of those switches.
And there's some hints on the doors. There's 2 places, I think, with 3 doors. And the one that's the right one has a different light above it. So we gotta avoid this trash coming down.
Yeah, he was trying to save that shuriken to throw at the falling trash so he could go under it, but the enemies were not being compliant.
So right there, that door had a different green lights, so it was the right one. The other 2 just leave you on a ledgeless room, and you fall to the trash, and you gotta wait it out. But we know where to go. So now are the switches, not this screen, the next one.
Now, I also know with with the X1, X2, X3, and I think X4 above, you were able to at least like change your controls that fit your style. Is that something that you do here?
Yeah.
Or is it more, okay, or is there a situation where like this control works best, or is it a person-to-person type of situation?
Well, I think you do have to set it each time, so it does lose some seconds if you want to. So it is different. And I think in those games you can set it outside of the, like before you start the run, but in this one you can't. But it also has a few more settings, like something a lot of people prefer, but unfortunately we don't really have time to do in the speedrun, is disable command dash, where if you double tap and then you dash. Because I mean, I don't know about other people, but I usually find that really annoying. Because of accidental inputs, and so in these games you can disable that. But unfortunately for the speedrun, it's best to learn to play the game with the default controls. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't get the transformation there, so just fell. And I know Yoshi is currently grinding ZX Advent, and he plays on the Xbox. And the start of every run, he does have to set up his controller, which is a time loss. TK also played on the DS. He also had to do that, which is just a time loss, sadly. I'm not sure if, yeah, on the PC with the collection you can set up your inputs with Steam and just not bother with that. Okay, right here we are seeing a nice use of Chrono Force's ability.
The Chrono Force basically is kind of the cheesy way to make any boss fight way easier, since he just slows down time for a while.
And if you are familiar with the ZX run, you will see how HX is way weaker. If it was ZX, 2 combos and the boss would be dead.
Yeah, but even
I mean,
without that,
technically not
it's
really
still
2 combos
really good.
because of the fact that this one was a normal boss, not a fire boss. If it was a fire boss, it would have died because of elemental weakness. That's much quicker.
Yeah, but H is still pretty good, just because it has kind of the most combos out of any model that we've unlocked so far. As long as it's an enemy that kind of goes on the ground and can be comboed with the saber combo.
Yeah, Model H has some really good strats on this game. Even though it's not as strong as EX, it does have a really high combo potential. And right here we are about to see the worst room of this game, the worst room of the speedrun.
Yeah, this stage is based on the final level, Serpent HQ from ZX. And normally you can take an elevator up here, but obviously an elevator is kind of fixed time, so it's better to climb up here. And you can climb up those cables in the center using Rose Spark, but it's better to just fly up with H. These flamethrowers can get you, especially once you get off cycle. This is one of the, I think this is one of the Z Chaser stages. So a lot of people got to enjoy this crazy climb.
This run is terrible. Just to practice, it's terrible because you really get tired. Your hands start hurting a lot, so you can't really practice it for a long period of time. And you gotta learn where the enemies are, so because they come from above, it's really hard to predict. Yeah, not lucky there.
Oh, that was, yeah.
That boss is not right after a load screen, so it's always random.
Is this still like in tradition of the other Mega Man X games where you have a limited amount of lives, and once they're expendable, you have to use a code to get back to where you were?
Advent is way less forgiving. You have 2 lives every time you use a trans server, but if you game over, it's game over. You gotta you gotta load a save, and it's way less forgiving than ZX because if you game over in ZX, it lets you restart the mission because you gotta pick up missions on ZX. But this game, you can just go to the stages, and if you game over, you gotta start over. Really unforgiving. But Baron just used a transfer to go to this stage, so you should have 2 lives still. One and another one.
Oh, that was interesting. So when you're in that cutscene of you're moving, you have some iframes then.
Yeah, going through doors, you get iframes, thankfully. And here we will see a unique boss. This is Queen Bee. And she has this, what do you call that?
Hive.
The hive.
Yeah, the hive has a separate health bar, sort of. So you destroy it, and then that is what makes her vulnerable, unless you manage to get high enough to hit her head. But generally, you're just going to destroy the hive, and then she'll kind of float around for a couple seconds, and then you need to get as much damage as you can in that time. Because sometimes she will just immediately leave the screen and then respawn her hive. And it's just terrible.
And we got to see Baron editing the shots on Model F.
So now he's just going to try to attack her directly. Oh, and there's a desperation move.
Oh yeah, you really don't want to see this one because hers is really slow.
Yeah, she can be not very cooperative.
And Barrow didn't edit his shots with Model F because we did use here on Queen Bee, and we will use for another mini boss later in the run.
In actuality,
So
I will
Rick
try
can-
to do a different battle on that meeting, but mainly because for those those two chamber got some people.
Oh. Oh yeah, for the speedrun, do you want to not get medals? They add time to the end.
Yeah, but one medal from Queen Bee is really, really hard to avoid. But that's the one medal we get on the run.
Is it the one where she shoots missiles?
There's two that are really easy to get, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember what exactly you have to do. I think there's the silver
No
one
comment.
must be the one you kill her. Oh no. You have to kill her without her spawning any bees. And that's
Yeah.
probably the silver one.
Very kind of random.
The only one
I would
that
go
gets
to the
here is me.
transfer to get
Yeah. Restore those
Go-
lives.
yeah.
Having some fun with hitboxes here.
Well, the landscape is fun.
Yeah, that room you gotta bonk your head on the ceiling and then swim, and then it's free.
I think you swim up into the ceiling.
Or that, yeah.
Because you're supposed to use Chrono Force there, but like ideally you don't want to do that extra switch.
Yeah, and Chrono Force wouldn't be able to hit that ice switch, so
So I think this stage is the last intermission.
yes.
And we're finally gonna get our beloved Model ZX. And then there's a couple more stages, and then it's the end.
Yeah, if Model HX is the name of Mega Man ZX speedrun, Model ZX is the name of this speedrun.
So yeah, you're I think this part is intended for Model P, because Model P gets increased visibility in darkness, but generally having a saber is kind of better than these kind of HADOKEN or kunai.
Yeah, and you get air
And push
dashes
to
with
fly,
Model
yeah.
H. So it's way faster to use H here.
Now we're going to see a familiar person. It's Ale from Mega Man ZX.
Oh, nice. We got some Model H action. With H, it gets a little bit trickier, but because with Model A, you can just bait AO to just like that, bait her to climb the wall, and then you can combo her. Nice.
I thought that was 0.
Yeah, it's
She's
complicated.
using the power. She's using the power of zero.
Yeah, just like Meta says. AO has access to Biometal's Model H and Z, and Model H's ability is to Mega Merge with, or double Mega Merge with other models.
Yeah, so Model X, which is what the main character had in the first game, can kind of... It has like an advanced version of X's power where he kind of gets the ability of the boss. And so he uses that to get kind of Zero's ability, and that's what we just got. But in this game we have Model A, and Model A directly transforms into the boss. And so now we've just transformed into Model ZX because of that.
Yeah,
Kind
no,
of Model A is just a copy and paste.
Model 8 is not Axel at all.
Yeah, no relation. So I think normally if you ignore that crush factor, then you have to wait at the end of the stage for it to show back, or for it to finish before you can
Yes,
go onward. So you just kill it right away.
you gotta kill it because it dies on those spikes, and you gotta wait for it to die there. Otherwise, you can't go through the door.
One sad thing about playing this Model A is you can't slash those pickups in order to get health out of them.
Yeah,
Here we
that's a
see
nice
our
addition on the
lovely
series.
spider
Yeah, it's lovely boss.
again. At least now we have Model F.
Right now we'll get access to 2 stages, and these 2 we can do whichever order as well. Doesn't really matter.
Isn't it 3 stages?
Oh yeah, right. We get access to 3 stages, but we want to do Bifrost last. So the next 2 stages we can do whichever order we want to do, whichever order the runner prefers. But Bifrost gotta be done last because right after Bifrost we get a different transfer that transport us to the final stages.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the final stages.
Yeah, this stage has the boss at the start of the
that's final
stage,
stage.
which is different. These are a good old spin slash. And then,
That is nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
ZX is
Yeah.
super strong because
Oh, wow.
almost every model, pretty much every model in this game is kind of nerfed from ZX, except for Model ZX, which is the only one that got buffed. I mean, F also got some buffs, but it also lost overdrive. But ZX never had overdrive to begin with, so it's just, it's way stronger than everything else, basically.
Yeah, spin slashes melts bosses. So ZX is gonna be the boss killer from now on. But even though we just killed the boss, we gotta go through this stage. And this stage has 2 paths. I have no idea how the
big
left.
loop, basically.
Yeah, I have no idea how the left path looks. So
I think it's
for
got
the
a lot more
speedrun,
spikes.
yeah. We go to the right here, and it does have a lot of spikes too. It's kind of
So it's kind of hard
tricky.
to see, but this room kind of has a bunch of these little tripwires. These kind of those red lasers that turn green when he touches them, and you want to be inside of them to make the spikes go away. And so for this part, you're kind of intended to use the boss that you just got, because it can kind of summon a double that kind of lives in front of it, like a spirit. A little bit like Soul Body. And that's what you're supposed to do there, but you can kind of just inch past if you are really careful. I think we will see usage of this other boss a little bit later. And then here's the mini boss.
Yeah, and
Just kind of
Darren
the
did a
end.
manipulation to get a nice attack from him. Oh no, didn't get over. I know there's a new strat with Model H that you can go
That's what I
behind the
wanted to-
boss. Yeah,
Oh,
That's what I wanted to
Tried
do,
the
but
old-fashioned way.
for some reason I could have gone to well,
but we were able to see why we added Model F there to kill the boss, because its weak spot is really tricky to hit.
Yeah, poor Ninja Tree.
Yeah, we hated this mini boss for so long, but now we have a manipulation, so we do have we do get this attack every time. So we do like the tree now.
And conveniently, the entrance to the other stage is right here.
That's actually really nice.
My cat doesn't like all these microphone cables.
Maybe thinking they're toys.
This stage is introduced this gas coming out from the pipes. They were on the interstage, and this stage is right after the bridge from the interstage.
Yeah, the same region or same area.
And on the next screens, we have to put some batteries to open some doors. I think there's a total of 3 of them we use.
And that room we just went through is where Prometheus and Pandora live. You remember those guys?
Yeah, no way we'll be seeing them again, right? So we get to see more usage of Model F doing those punches.
All right, well, we may end up taking a small little break where we fix some technical issues. We'll be right back with you all. Hey, do not forget, though, that if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, head on over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick to watch our shows live.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
3, 2, 1. We're back. I ask, we're back.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, we're back. Go ahead, let's go.
Alright, so that was the Headshock. Little hedgehog, electric hedgehog that spins around. Nothing like it's definitely not a blue hedgehog, it's a yellow hedgehog. So don't get it confused.
I don't know. There are yellow hedgehogs out there.
But do those yellow hedgehogs do that?
Maybe not.
Despite being a yellow hedgehog, she's not super fun.
I would say Headshock is pretty fun. I'm sad she doesn't appear as much on the speedrun.
Yeah.
We get
She's fun to play.
see her on the tutorial.
I can at least guarantee you that.
We get to see her on this tutorial, and probably not. We get to see her on Bifrost stage as well, because we can crawl with human on those small places, but Headshock is way faster. So there's a place on Bifrost we would have to crawl with human, but with Headshock we just go zooming through it. Sadly, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, so this is Bifrost stage, I think the last non-end game stage.
And this one is pretty fun to speedrun.
As long as you're not a germaphobe. In the sewers.
I feel like we also haven't gone off and talked about the music, because like if there's one thing that's great about Mega Man outside of the phenomenal gameplay that they always bring as a franchise, it's the music that comes with it.
Yeah. This stage also has one of the best musics of the series. And the ZX series have a lot of good songs.
Yeah. Yeah, need to, for this stage, you gotta use the Queen Bee to like adjust the water levels a bit. And then there's all this goop and kind of a funky stage. If you touch that goop, then it slows you down.
Yeah, you can
And
make
the
the
goop, you sink into it.
you can make through the first
Why
green
did-
goose cycle, but it's really hard.
And we got killed by the pistol shrimp.
And right here we are using Motherwell because we are not stopped or slowed down underwater with Motherwell.
Yeah, one thing that the previous Mega Man games, and I think you don't go any slower in the water, but in ZX, they made it so most models do go slower underwater. I think kind of just to like make the water models more useful.
And Headshock was there, and that's it. No more Headshock.
Oh no.
Do these spikes insta-kill or are they not insta-kill?
No, those are not.
I was gonna say, now may not be the time to experiment with that.
Yeah, that room would be way scarier if it was instant kill. But thankfully it's not. And right here is the big boy, Bifrost. Nice kill.
Nice finish.
Nice way to end too. Like nice,
Yeah.
nice finishing pose.
You,
What's funny
You
about
made-
that is that move only does
The
2
don't
damage.
stop-
I was gonna say,
Maybe the worst
you'd
in
think
the
that
series.
move is strong.
In the fan.
You'd think that move is strong, but
It's
Yeah,
fast.
in
In
the
comparison
Zero
to-
games,
Previous history.
like 04, that move is super strong. But for some reason in this game, it's like super weak, and the hitbox, like there's something wrong with it. So yeah, nice that we got to show it off there.
and on this case, AO gets access to that move, and Vant gets access to the Rising Fang, which also does 2 damage. Yeah, I'm right.
It's a slightly more useful,
Pretty sure it does.
but only
I
at
feel
the
like it might do more. It is more useful against normal enemies, generally, I think. It's basically the uppercut, like Zero's classic re-engine, but it also sends out like a blade wave. That's pretty cool.
I would say it's useful because of the Broken Fang glitch. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, I missed 2 or 1 HP on the boss. I can finish him off with the move. Otherwise, it's useless.
Yeah, Broken Fang, I think you mentioned it, but I didn't say exactly what it did. It was, so if you use the uppercut and then you like turn around with specific timing and do your aerial slash, then your aerial slash hits every frame as if it was a spinning slash, but with the damage of the normal jump slash. So
Yes.
it kind of just like destroys things.
It's pretty good. And normal, the fights are kind of slow still, even with the spin slash, but with Broken Fang, they can go down with 2 combos. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, it's only in the original Japanese version.
Yeah. And for the longest time, we thought Gray was the faster speedrun, but thanks to that, Ash is really good as well.
Yeah, so coming up here, there are 2 paths you can take. they both lead to the boss, but the right path has way more spikes, but it's also a little bit faster if you know what you're doing. So let's just pray for Belram that gets this, because
Yeah, this.
you'll probably be able to see that it is very scary.
Yeah, you can do a free fall there, but it's really scary. You gotta know where the spikes are so you can dodge them before. Oh. Yeah, right there our strat is to just damage boost through. Wasn't able to get
He was
the
trying
hits.
to jump and hit that dude, but he missed the helmet on those spikes there.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
Does he still have an extra life?
I'm not sure.
I know we picked up one at the Shisa level.
I know there's one to pick up going down here.
Oh yeah, I think there's one right here.
Yeah, you can go
Yeah.
to the
Okay,
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm not sure if this one respawns every time, but
Oh,
that's,
Oh. Tension's high.
yeah, this
Yeah.
screen is really scary. Really, really scary. It's a big run ender. Okay, it does respawn, so it's fine. And on PB attempts, you really want to go fast through here, so it's really intense.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
okay. Okay, we're through.
Oh wow.
Everything else now is free.
Sheesh.
So, fun fact, I was actually doing one practice before getting to the only use those headshots in this game for the speedrun. And I guess that tired me. Because I was definitely playing better on that practice than in this one. Maybe it's because I'm nervous.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, the nerves. Because
Okay.
that screen, if you really know where the things are and you're practicing, it's free, right? But that's because dying doesn't really matter.
Yeah, here's Prometheus Pandora. This part is a little weird because her stabs kind of shield her a little bit, but yeah, with Chrono Force at the start, you can make that last way longer, so you can just wail on her.
Yeah, really nice use of Chrono Force again. And now we're
So
off
now-
to the last stage.
Yeah, final stage, and this one's a doozy.
Oh yeah, if you are scared of spikes, you better not look at the screen.
Spikes
this-
or
this-
lasers or
Yeah,
saw
not the
blades
screen
or-
necessarily, but after those boss rush, it's really scary.
Yeah, and this is the other Z Chaser stage that's on the collection. So it's I know a lot of people have had lots of fun with this stage too.
I am on the team that thinks this stage is pretty fun to speedrun. But yeah, it just happens to be the last stage on a speedrun, and it's really easy to die there, so on attempts it's really scary. And just like every other Mega Man game, we'll have our boss rush.
this time the boss rush is in a very fancy rooms.
I like fancy rooms. They look fancy.
This stage is indeed really cool. Looks pretty good. Nice, waiting for Chrono Force to float down. And now we combo him. Or no. Nice. This attack we can do. We can tank a hit and then spin and slash him, but Barons take it safer. Oh no.
Ooh.
We do get some health refills after every boss, but we don't get access to new lives until the last screen of the stage.
Yeah, they did remember about the health and energy after each boss in this one, unlike in ZX.
Yeah, ZX just gives you nothing.
Like when he enters in this battle, does he have a guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have a guitar.
Yep.
He,
rocks
he,
out.
he has an attack that he bails the guitar into you.
Yeah,
It
swings
has the same knockback
swings the
properties
axe.
as the Model F spawn has, so it's even funnier.
Hmm.
We can even use that attack as model. We can transform into Chrono Force and use it.
Yeah, it just does like 0.00 damage.
Is
Yeah,
it? Is it worth to say that we just shredded the boss?
we did.
I gotta have at least one.
So Rose Park with Barons opting to do it with only ZX. We do have some strats to bring him down, because if we freeze him, he falls down. And you can even use Bifrost to do that. It's actually a legit strat. Looks kind of
Oh.
funny.
Yeah. Did we ever see Bifrost? We must
Yeah,
have
we
transformed
saw
him
that.
once, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
tutorial.
okay.
The only model we never see on the speedrun is the Argyle one.
Oh, so we don't ever use them then.
Yeah,
They kind of like they're on roller skates. So I think they'd be good for speedrunning. Just that it's not actually really any faster.
yeah. It's the farms in this game are really fun. Sadly, they are really weak.
Oh.
So close. Oh, gotta be 1 HP.
Always the 1 HP.
And Chrono Force likes to take his time.
Interesting how it's going counterclockwise.
Nice kill. And now it's the last of the first 4 bosses, which is Bugfire, I think.
Are they like organized in any certain way? Like, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
those were the first 3 bosses.
The fire bosses are always down right, and then ice down left,
Oh, okay.
and then thunder up right, and neutral on up left.
Yeah, it is pretty satisfying getting to wreck these old bosses now that you have the Model ZX. But unfortunately, elemental weaknesses don't factor in a ton like they did in ZX.
Yeah, in ZX we do use models specifically for the weakness of the boss. But in this case, not even when we don't have ZX, it's really not a big deal.
Yeah, because the only elemental moves they have usually are their charge attacks. But even their charge attacks are usually like really weak compared to, you know, the charge time. And ZX has all its combos and spin slash
And
charge
overdrive. ZX bosses don't take it as long as ZX Advent bosses. They tend to die in 2 to 5 seconds.
Yeah. But you also never need to worry about weak spots in Advent.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think 4 of the bosses in Advent have weak spots. It's just now it only helps you.
Yeah, so how weak spots work, I think in this game they are whatever, but if you hit a weak spot, it adds 1 damage to your total damage on the combo. So it is better to hit it, but it's not really useful. Yeah, unlucky there.
Yeah.
Headshock is kind of hard to quick kill because she's small and she tends to be on the ground a lot.
And moving a lot.
So it's really hard to get a good spin slash on her.
Are you able to get like E-tanks in this game or in the speedrun in general, or is that something that's just specifically for the other type of games?
No, he has a sub tank.
Yeah.
And you can get four sub tanks in each game. And then you can usually also get a couple other health items, like usually it's just like random food items, like a slice of cake or a piece of bread, and then like you can use those to heal like 5 health, and then you have to go to wherever you found them initially to get them again. But I mean, generally you do have to go a little bit out of your way to get that stuff.
Yeah, Baron got the sub tank on from first stage, which is kind of on your way, but you gotta use Rose Park to get it. And he also got the HP up on Rose Park stage, which also is a little bit on your way. Just gotta avoid some platforms and pick it up.
I don't know why, but cake sounds great right now.
And or continuing on the weak spots on ZX, we do care about it because it lowers our rank for the boss fight, so we want to avoid them there.
Since that's what your rank is, what determines how much energy, what your max energy is. But in this game, they changed it so that there's energy up, kind of like the life ups, that you can just find them around the map and they raise your max energy.
Yeah, so we can see Baron's max energy right there, and he has more max HP because he got an HP up, and so if you got an energy up, it would go up that much, and there's 4 HP ups to get.
Yeah, there was one earlier that we saw, but it was like you would have had to punch some blocks to get it, and it's generally not really needed because in this game your energy slowly refills over time.
Yeah, thankfully in this game, energy does refill. Energy in Mega Man ZX is really a big RNG factor for the game because we really want energy on our models to do the quick kills. And in this game, the energy is shared, but it refills over time, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, now we're in the final stretch before the final boss, and a lot of players get pretty frustrated with this last section here.
Yeah, it's really scary.
I believe, bro.
Yeah, there's even those spike blocks that you can destroy, but if they spawn over you, you're dead. And even the normal blocks, if they spawn over you, you die.
Oh, wow. That's brutal.
So you're kind of on a timer every time you break one.
Yeah, because they all respawn. It's really tricky, but it's also on par with Mega Man games. Oh.
Yeah. Generally for this, that is the very last final little stretch there. And you usually
that's
have to be
fresh.
so careful.
It's really hard because there's no ground below you. So if you
Oh,
break
wow.
too many blocks, you just fall to your death.
When the collection came out, I remember watching tons of streamers playing these games, and I watched so many people who they were getting so frustrated at that last section, like not able to figure out how to get past it, because it's rough. But I mean, in a casual run, you can kind of sit there and kind of think about it, like, how do I do this, and use all your different forms to figure out the best way.
Yeah, Chrono Force is a really good form to use here for a casual player because he can float and destroy everything with one attack.
Oh, you mean Voltron?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but Chrono Force would be
Voltron.
helpful.
Chrono
in
Force
that-
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Chrono Force would be.
wins.
I mean, you wouldn't die with Chrono Force there. But
Well,
yeah.
you can use Chrono Force if you're worried about the blocks respawning on you.
Yeah,
You
right.
can use Chrono Force to make them so they take a lot longer to respawn. But yeah,
No!
Voltron.
I meant Voltron, right?
Yeah, Voltron, he can just hover while having like a circle hitbox around him. Ugh.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Got a backups or
Yeah, gotta have a backup save,
got any
otherwise.
save states? Maybe Albert save states?
Am I allowed to use a save state here? Here? It sucks, but am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Have to turn off the timer, I guess.
No, we keep it going. We're good.
Do you have an Albert save state?
We'll find out here in a second. These things happen. I mean, that's one of the things about Mega Man games. It always just kind of shows you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
this stage. Like we were saying, like the stage does not mess around. It's the final stage of the series.
Yeah, and like we mentioned before, that's what you get when you game over in this game. Just load from
Yeah.
save, but if you don't have a save file, it's over.
What?
And even if we did, we would have had to
Okay,
go through the
fine.
entire stage all over again.
Right, yeah.
Right. It's those GDQ jitters, you know.
Yeah, doing this
Especially when it
stage on
builds up.
nerves.
When it
Yeah.
builds up after the entire run.
I know chat's got your back.
Okay, nice.
Sometimes it's hard just to talk over it because you're just so enamored and you're
Yeah.
just like,
I shouldn't have.
Yeah, we'll see it through now. Oh no.
Yeah, that like right there is just like
Yeah, it feels like I just jinxed it. I don't want to talk.
I feel like when I play, I like to like I don't know, use Chrono Force and then like very carefully shoot a path through and then like hover across.
Yeah, with ZX there, you gotta know how you want to shoot your shots. Like right there, if you do a charge shot with dash, you're gonna hit the blocks below you. So you want to do it either jumping or walking there. So in some places, you're gonna take that into account.
I like the idea of anytime you get hit, you're using that damage boost to kind of quickly get past a lot of the more difficult moments.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ah,
Oh, okay.
Holy smokes!
We are through.
Wow,
Just Albert on our way.
that is tricky. That is very tricky.
Now we're at the final boss. This is his first form. It doesn't have iframes, but it has like 400 health. So you just want to get as much damage in as you can. Usually you're just gonna shoot both busters. With
Yeah,
Magua.
said we gotta mash in this game. We do thankfully have 2 bonus to mash. Or not. Not thankfully. But if you can mash fast enough here, you can skip him going invulnerable. Nice. Turn off fast enough, he goes invulnerable and the heads fly off to do another attack. But pretty good.
Oh, I thought they were like 2 separate phases.
Yeah, if I mean it kind of is, I guess, but
You can like, kind
the
of bypass
health
it.
is shared, right?
Yeah, so this final boss form is, he's got all these little bits floating around him, and they have a shared health pool. You have to do a certain amount of damage to make his shield go down, and then you hit him to make him fall down. And, oh, this save state doesn't have a sub-tank.
Oh no!
Yeah, but, so the bits are basically designed for Model A. Okay, what are those? For Model A's lock-on.
Yeah,
But we don't have any energy, and the lock-on requires energy. Oh. That's
oh
unfortunate.
wow, it just
Oh.
spawned over you.
Yeah. Yeah, so he basically just goes into all these different formations and...
That was like a question I was about to ask earlier. Was like, if you die here, do you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level? But I now know the answer.
Yeah, this part at least. Oh, yeah, right there. He's invulnerable, we gotta wait.
Oh, so is it like if he's in the middle of another attack or something, then you have the chance to finish him off?
Yeah, it's on that attack, but he only does it on a certain threshold of HP. So if he's kinda low, you gotta finish him off, otherwise he's gonna do that.
Unfortunately, the bits do have iframes, which makes them a pain to deal with. But Model A can usually put its lock on. This is rough with no sub
Right?
tank.
Yeah, with no E-tank, this is.
And he's had bad RNG both of these times too, because usually Albert will do like a bunch of attacks when he's outside of his shield, but he's only been doing like 1 or 2 attacks by these attempts before going back in the shield.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that spinny move is tough to dodge because you have to dash at just the right time.
all right.
Devastate at Albert.
I don't know if you can hear us, but He may be just full on concentrating at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, normally in the run, I don't think Albert is like a huge problem, but right now, with no sub tank and after all this tension of this stuff
Yeah, on normal.
and the bad RNG.
Yeah, if you get bad RNG on normal, he can be scary because you do use a lot of energy to bring him down, and he goes back. You gotta wait a little bit to get energy back and then bring him down again. And it's really slow also, so you're gonna lose a lot of time if he goes back to the shield again.
Very nice job on that. I'm not, for that. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy. And also on normal, you do the Chrono Force strat, so you can see how little energy Chrono has.
Yeah, Chrono Force uses up most of your energy bar. Actually, you can try to use Chrono Force on Albert, but if you do, then he will just use it on you because he's like the master of biometals or something. So he just does the exact same thing to unreverse time, I guess. Which is kind of cool.
I don't remember if
he doing that.
I don't remember if he does speed up time doing that, or he does have an attack that speeds it up. I can't quite remember.
I like how we're all just kind of there. We're all just like, is it 3 phases?
It's
this is the last phase. So
Yeah.
once that health bar is
Okay.
gone, it's over. Oh, that was unfortunate. That is, if you're on the ground there, you get knocked down. You can't move for a couple seconds, and so he got hit twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was no way to survive that after getting hit.
Chat saying good luck. Give us energy, chat. We got this.
Nice. That was pretty fast.
Yeah.
You also gotta hit Albert out of his shield when it is down, otherwise he's gonna just bring it back up.
Oh, we're almost there.
So time is gonna be after the boss when we hit the door.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah, there's one final little 1 second long playable thing right here.
And it's time.
Nice. GG.
I'm
Now, if anyone's
sorry. I'm so
interested-
sorry.
It happens. That's the beauty of speedrunning. Those things happen. That's RNG. Now, if anyone wanted to learn more about Mega Man ZX Advent or the other ZX games, where would they go to find out more information if they wanted to speedrun it or at least get some advice about completing the game?
You can go to megamanleaderboards.net, and there you can find a Discord to our Mega Man ZX Dream Team. There you can find other runners from ZX Advent and ZX. And right now we have some active runners on ZX Advent Normal, which we just saw. And it also has other categories like beginner or easy mode if you are more into movement or an easier category.
Yeah, awesome. And then any other shout outs, any members of the community you want to give a shout out to?
So shout outs to Ninja and Yoshi that are actively running this game right now.
Yeah, this game
the
has seen
reason
a
why
lot
they
of
couldn't be here was
stuff happening lately.
simply due to completed schedule. I forgot how to talk.
All right.
But yeah, all of the world records for this game pretty much are like within the last year. So there's a lot happening right now.
Understandably, there were doubts of me being playing in this on such a big event, but yeah, what a reality hit there.
Well, thank you all so much for showcasing ZX. That was a fantastic run. Good job. And hey, if you missed that or if you missed any of the other Hotfix shows, be sure to check out our VODs on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, head on over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick to watch all of our live shows. Now, we're going to take a small break where we get things set for another Mega Man game, Mega Man X. While we get that set up, it's a great time to get up, stretch, hydrate, get all that jazz, and we'll be right back with Mega Man X. All right, welcome back to the Bargain Bin, show about speedrunning games all under $20. Hey, by the way, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you're interested in watching more speedruns daily, consider subscribing to the channel. Now, for this run, we got to make sure we go back to one of our favorites. This is Mega Man X with Apt America running it. I can't wait to see this. It's run. Mega Man X is one of my favorite speedruns to watch, so I can't wait for it. How are you doing, Apt America?
I am doing great. Excited to be here. Thanks a ton for having me and Charles or O Trials and Sasquatchmo. Appreciate y'all having us.
Yeah. Like I said, this is one of my favorite speedruns, so whenever you're ready.
All right.
Sounds great.
Yeah. App, do you want me to give you a countdown?
Yeah, go for it, man. Appreciate that.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here, I thought you were going to let him count it down.
How
much he struggles with runs and not counting down.
Yeah.
Anyway, I learned
guys.
how to keep it on the menu screen eventually.
Yeah. Here we are, Mega Man X, as we've heard, one of the all-time childhood favorites for so many people. Back to the action here at walking speed, but that won't last for long. Intro stage. A lot of mashing going on here. You're going to see Apt coming up against a couple of B mini-bosses here. And 32 damage on each of these mini-bosses. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Apt's got a pretty good mash there. Now, a couple things to go over. While we have the walking speed here is that there are a few slopes in this game, and slopes will increase your horizontal and vertical movement speeds. So, only if you're going down them though. And so what we're going to see here toward the next section of this stage is a slope jump, and those will be abused pretty heavily in the Chill Penguin stage and then never used again. Now, one other thing to go over as well, lemons, 3 on screen at a time. So that's our level 1 shot. And charge shots, only 1 on screen at a time. You cannot start another charge until the existing one is gone. So you'll see a couple of strats involved through the run that aim to mitigate those factors as much as possible.
Now we're on to the joyous boss Vile.
Yeah, and obviously something to note here is we've been taking damage all the way through the intro stage. The reason why we have a forced loss at the end of the intro stage to Vile here. And, for anybody that has seen sequelitis, Ego Raptor, Mega Man X, we know that the reason why is to introduce our favorite hero here, Zero, to show us just how powerful we can become by the end of the game.
Especially when our friends sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier. But they give us the good
Spoilers.
stuff before
Spoilers.
they leave.
Sorry.
Yeah. Spoiler
That is a
alert.
spoiler.
Yeah. Anyway, very well executed intro stage. So again,
Competitive.
we don't want to walk for too long. So first stage select here, Chill Penguin. And this is where we're going to get our first upgrade, the dash boots. Once we've got those, we've got a lot more speed to work with, a lot more movement options, and a slight change to how we operate with the level 1 lemon shot there as well, with the introduction of dash lemons. So the first lemon fired while at dash speed will come out and deal 2 damage to any enemy, including bosses in this game. So you'll see Apt making copious use of those dash lemons throughout the run to deal extra damage as we go through these stages and fight these bosses, especially Chill Penguin. And a couple of slope jumps coming out there as well. Really well executed. So the idea here is that we're turning around on the slope to gain the slope speed, jumping, and then moving back forward to carry the speed forward instead of backward. But as
Also,
we come
to
up
answer
here,
a question in chat really quick too.
Yeah.
The estimate on this right now, he's got us 40 minutes, but I would say the average decent time is between 35 and 36. World record is in 34 range.
yes. Yeah, very, very fast speed run, and the entire thing action-packed. It's execution heavy from start to finish. There is very little downtime during the run. We just have a couple of boss explosions to go through, but other than that, you are really working for those 35 to 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Even in the
that's-
downtime, you're holding a button or something to
Yeah.
make the menu go faster.
It's not free downtime. All right,
That'd be too easy.
yeah, penguin fight. A couple things to note here. He is invulnerable while sliding, so ideally a good penguin pattern is that we don't see any slides. Every time he does a slide, you lose 2 to 3 seconds depending on your execution. It's an incredibly RNG heavy fight. And luckily, it's also the first fight of the speedrun, so when we're doing attempts, we can grind a lot of attempts against this before moving on to the next stage. Just to get that
Nice.
real RNG heavy fight out of the way. Really well executed. I think that was a 2-slide fight as well, so pretty good RNG.
Slides are bad. Very bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very easy fight casually because he doesn't have a lot of attacks. It can get you when you're up on the walls, but it's a very, very difficult fight to optimize when you're purely focused on speed.
Speaking of difficult, we are actually on to Quanger stage. Probably, I think, the most consistently difficult stage in the entire game.
I would
Just
definitely agree with that.
execution-wise, to try and get a really good time on the stages. It's very difficult. It's a lot of verticality and just... There's a lot
Because
of
of the
little
verticality,
min-maxes that you can do that
It's
gain you time
punishing.
but lose a lot of time if you fail them, and are also usually fairly difficult.
Yeah, and so we're going to see a few different strategies introduced here as well. One of them being D-boost. Let's see if we get it on the turtles up here. Oh, little off timing, that's all right, but we will see it on the elevator. So we have one of the few opportunities of downtime here, and the only reason why we can take advantage of that is by getting close to the spike wall on the side, jumping, and then jumping off of the wall without directional input. It kind of abuses a state in the game where you look like you're taking damage, you gain your invincibility frames, but your health remains the same.
One of the first mini glitches that we're going to be seeing throughout the game, too.
And now just working on the outside tower climb here, App's going to be coming up to probably one of the most famous, named jumps in all of speedrunning, the iceless jump. And this jump here really opened the doors for massive route change, roughly about a decade ago with this game. And we're just going to try it. There we go.
nice.
That wasn't too bad.
Third
Fourth
try.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 4
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Can't
beautiful. Beautifully done. And that heart being grabbed early here with the iceless jump means that we are going to have access to the boomerangs earlier than intended. And we're going to be able to use those for a few other glitches and tricks coming up, namely phantom grabs. Hopefully we see a few of those this run.
I mean, kind of no, Johnny, but to answer your question further, it's actually because the traditional way otherwise was to use charged ice at a later point in the run to get it, which is why they deemed it iceless. So, yeah.
Yeah, the very usual way to get that heart was to use a charged ice sled to give you enough distance to get there. By the way, very nice backup on the Klanger boss fight.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy.
I got a little scared.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous.
Okay,
All right,
so yeah, go ahead, Satch.
Oh, I was just going to say, now we're heading into Chameleon stage, where you're going to get to see another very famous glitch for this game. As far as the speedrun goes, we have phantom grabs, and honestly, probably one of the more difficult ones in the game, too. This actually allows it so that you can use Chameleon, which is a very strong weapon in this game, between giving invincibility and allowing you to fight Eagle with his weakness, which saves a lot of time because of how RNG heavy it is. But it is
Beautifully done.
Let's go.
It is beautifully done.
First try C3. You love to see it, especially in a marathon. Incredibly dangerous trick.
Yes.
That
Nice.
that really sets the tone for the rest of the speed run. So
Yeah.
really, really well done.
As long as it doesn't get to his head.
No.
Now we gotta
No,
talk him up
I'll
for
take
now.
a small W.
We'll take him down a few pegs afterward. It's fine. So, quick fight here against Green Biker Dad, GBD as we affectionately call him, just to gain access to the armor capsule. And you'll see Apt is using boomerangs on here as well. That is because that is his weakness. But we also need boomerangs for the Chameleon boss fight. And so the idea here is that we want to deal 18 boomerangs worth of damage to the mini boss. That it will leave us with 10 as we go into Chameleon, which means that we can get 10 of those in, and just a single dash lemon to end the fight will be able to lock him into a sort of stun mechanic. But just very, very optimal use of a limited resource in this stage.
I think that's the only one that you really... There's not really much otherwise as far as weapon resource management.
Yeah, it's really the only one in the game, for sure. Now, we do see him grabbing that extra life as well. That is going to come into play here. Being the 100% run, we're going for the Hadouken, and we need that extra life, and luckily for us, there's one perfectly placed.
Now you guys are going to get to see the joy of the Chameleon fight. This fight is one of the easier fights. I don't really enjoy it too much, but
Okay, please.
assuming he shoots the
Little
right
bit
weapon, he'll make very quick work with it.
Weapon swaps, why?
And this is where we take him back down a few pegs.
Gets C3 first try. Misses.
Misses. Oh, no.
Oh my god!
Oh,
We're here to have fun.
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. You know, that's what we're here for.
I'm not sure how that worked out, but we're in
I
there.
thought he was going to go behind again on him on that last second there.
I thought so too. All right, C3 is acquired. That was the main, detractor of this route. For those out there that may not have seen this route before, it is an extremely high-level route for the speedrun. It is the fastest available route. It is incredibly high risk and, comparatively low reward to that risk, but, such is the nature of speed, we risk it all. Going into the Eagle stage, now we've got a couple things to grab here: a heart, a sub-tank, the helmet upgrade, and ideally...
Usage of a phantom grab for the coolest trick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There
we got it.
go. He
Yeah,
gets it.
nice.
So, Super Mario 64 has their carpet list, but we've got magic carpet of our own. Oh, a little.
Oh.
You're scaring me here, sir.
Yeah,
Pardon me. Pardon
Oh,
me, Carpet.
nice.
I've got places to be.
pretty wild there. But anyway, guys, the idea behind a phantom grab here is just that we are grabbing an item out of our boomerang the frame before we load another item off screen that will take over the same memory address as the item that we just grabbed. There is a lot of science behind it, but basically the idea is that you're just not allowing your boomerang's bit flag for holding an item to drop, and then that item, instead of loading its intended place, will instead load into your boomerang rather than where it was supposed to go. And so that is how we grab a platform and fly it across the stage. But that flight, as much as it looks like a guess, is actually very specifically timed to avoid a lot of invisible triggers in the stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. It goes downhill very, very quickly. But this is the main reason why this is actually a time save. These dives take so much time from your run, and it's completely RNG. There's no way to manipulate it that we're aware of. So
Wow, nice at the end there.
Thank you. Got
Yes.
lucky.
So that C Sting used on Eagle over the Buster version of the fight, depending on RNG, can save an average of 8 to 12 seconds, sometimes more with a really bad pattern. So it does make a difference. But again, you're really risking it all on that chameleon heart grab just to save those 8 to 12 seconds.
and math is indeed power.
Yes. All right, on to Mammoth stage. A couple things to note here. The conveyors. We have conveyors that both go in the direction of our movement and counter to it. So you'll see Apt trying to dash for as long as possible on the conveyors that work with us, and for as little as possible on the conveyors that go in the opposite direction. Beautiful jump up to the capsule here. Again, a very tight jump. As a speedrunner, you kind of get the rhythm for that one, but a lot of casual players get very, very frustrated on those mammoth blocks.
Also, very easy to extend the time on your run if you miss that.
Yeah.
They can be a run ender.
Yeah. But another use of getting through Kwanger stage early is being able to use the boomerangs to grab that sub-tank that was behind the blocks. We don't have to go in there. And we also don't have to go underneath this platform to grab the heart either. Just a very well-timed boomerang. We'll pull it back up to us. And then, again, another benefit of defeating Chameleon is that we get charged Sea Sting, an absolutely overpowered weapon, as Satch was saying earlier, completely invulnerable for the duration of that charge. So we're going to be using that all over the run from this point forward.
Trivializes some of the more difficult sections in the run, for sure. And Mammoth Fight, this guy's, again, usually pretty much a joke. Not too hard to defeat, assuming Apt, doesn't do Apt things.
Yeah, as long as we get onto the tornadoes, we should be fine. But the one thing you'll notice is he's placing the tornado very, very high up on Mammoth's hitbox, and the idea here is that if Mammoth happens to jump, which he opens the fight with, if he jumps later on in the fight, the high placement of that tornado will still catch him even if he is in a jump. Stream crash there? No, it's a fade out. Frame perfect trick. Don't be fooled. It is a frame perfect trick. That you make the screen fade to black. It gets caught in a state of limbo between menu and the fanfare of the stage ending. And while it doesn't really appear to do anything, it actually saves about 1/3 of a second for every one of them that you get through the stages, and has the consequence of reducing the OST, the music. But we still hear all the sound effects of the game at full volume. The next time Apt has to pause, coincidentally right here in the Penguin Heart Revisit, those music levels will actually come back up.
I've actually never seen that before. I've never seen that glitch before, so that's really
It's a very difficult trick to pull off. It is frame perfect for each boss that you get it on. Now, luckily with the 8 Mavericks, you can actually just spam the start button when you think you need to press it, and you can hope to hit it. They are also possible in the Sigma Fortress stages as well, but with those ones, you don't have the same luxury of being able to spam it because the start menu can open there, losing you a bunch of time. So you'll primarily only see those in the 8 Mav stages. Unless Apt decides to do Apt America things.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you
What do you mean?
sir. Also, no, we do not cut off Mammoth's nose. It is actually a time loss, I believe, for him to go for that. So
Yes.
he gets to keep his nose while we tornado him to the face.
Yeah. One of the kind of interesting little bits that was programmed in was the ability to cut off Mammoth's trunk and Octo's arms just to influence the patterns of those boss fights. But in terms of the speedrun, it doesn't really assist us at all, so you won't see that here. Mandrill stage, though, Apt's working his way through pretty well. This is a very technical stage, deceivingly technical. Probably behind Boomer Quanger's stage, it is the hardest single stage in the 8 Mavericks. But looks like we're getting through there with only a couple minor hiccups. Now, as we get on to the Mandrill boss fight, pretty well known, but the ice shot will freeze Mandrill in place. It is his weakness. Less known, though, is that his iframes actually expire before the ice duration ends, so you'll see Apt actually hitting him while he's still frozen to deal extra damage.
Contrary to popular belief, it's not Apt banging his head against the wall.
Have we talked about gap jumps yet?
Oh, yes. I did notice the Mandrill gap jump. I apologize for not calling it out in the moment, but yeah. There is a very narrow band where a ladder meets a floor where you can actually jump through it rather than climbing the ladder. They save a variable amount of time. And
that one being a time loss.
That one being a net time loss, but we still got it.
It was pretty swaggy, I'll give him that.
I told Jeff I'd go for that one.
Oh, he'll be happy to see that.
He noticed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, now we're going to go for Booty. It's kind of, I don't really know where Booty was derived, but...
Yeah, the idea here being that the boomerang will normally be grabbed during this setup by hitting you in the behind, hence booty grab. We're performing a phantom grab by catching it with our backside here. Unfortunately, no drop from the bat, so Apt does not get a chance to show that one off this time, but because we are doing the 100% run, we'll be coming back here later for the Hadoken capsule where he will get another shot at that. If he misses again, he'll have to stop and collect it the old-fashioned way instead.
Now, we were talking a little bit beforehand, and I'm always kind of surprised about this, that this was a 60 frames per second game in 93.
Yes, 60 frames per second, but, unfortunately, on this last cart ride here, you'll often see frame rate dips to about 1. All of the birds that typically spawn in there just make the console chug while it tries to render everything. Luckily for us, jumping off of the cart, whether just straight up and down or straight off of it, avoids the spawn triggers for those birds, so we can really mitigate a lot of that lag.
Also exploiting Dilla's weakness to Spark for the ability to hit him while he's rolling. Huge time save here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buster only run does not get that luxury.
Unfortunate. But now we just have the one. Yeah. Now we just have the one Maverick stage left. Octo stage. This is the mini boss gauntlet. We have a total of 5 mini bosses in this stage: 2 submarines, 1 ship, and 2 Taboroses. The never-ending snake. We'll see a couple of those. Actually, we'll only see 1 because ideally one of them is going to be killed off screen.
Yeah, we'll fight 2 of them.
We'll fight 2 of them, but only 1 will be on screen.
Oops.
Again, that being ideal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Apt doing apt things.
Yeah, we never know. Apt has a reputation in the community for being a very well-rounded runner, seeing a lot of scenarios that not a lot of people get to see in their speedrunning adventures, such as being eaten by a fish.
No, it's fine.
Beautiful timing. Yeah, and now we're going to get relatively new strat in terms of the speedrun here. Zamnado getting that tornado kill It is not necessarily faster than the charge tornado from below, but it is far more consistent without having to deal with the depth charge RNG. And again, charge tornado making quick work of the first Utuboros mini boss. We're gonna boomerang that heart, bring it with us, and start a charge here for the off-screen Utuboros kill in this next section. Right there, and
he
off
gets
he
it.
goes.
But misses his dash.
Yes.
It's fine.
You almost look cool.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, Charles, you got your tripping Mega Man emoji ready?
Oh yeah.
Hold up. I think I can actually do this. Give me just a sec.
I don't have the stream up, otherwise I would.
Here, I got you.
All right.
Because I also have
Yeah.
that, since we were in collaboration to make that.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Excellent.
Octo fight. So as mentioned before, you can cut off the arms of the boomerang. We're going to avoid that and instead just hit him with his weakness, rolling shield, while doing our best to avoid all those projectiles. The suck animation there that he does for the life drain is a big time loss as well. So a very, unfortunately, RNG heavy fight right at the end of the A Mavericks as well. Definitely a possible run killer.
Doing a pretty good job on that, though. Nicely done.
I think we're doing pretty good overall on time, actually.
Yeah, we
we're
are.
plus 33 as far as comparison against PB goes.
That
That's
is
still not bad.
Very, very nice.
not bad at all. Apt is actually in the, I believe it's the top 25 now for Mega Man X 100%.
No, actually, there's been some leaderboard movement. I'm down to 31.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you're the one who knocked me out of 30th, so thank
Yeah, you're welcome.
Also, no booty for Apt. Sad
Yeah,
day.
no booty grab, but that's all right. We got it the old-fashioned way. So again, we're back in Armadillo stage, looking for the Hado capsule. Now, a couple of myths to debunk here. In Mega Man X, the original game, you will have to see the ledge at the very end of Armadillo stage a total of 5 times. Once, when we were here for the actual stage to defeat Armadillo, and we're going to see it a total of 3 more times as we do visits where we just plunge down in the pit to reset the stage, and then the 5th time being the time that the capsule spawns. We need all of the armor items, we need all of the hearts, all the sub-tanks, and all of the boss weapons, but only on the final visit do those things matter. The only other stipulation here is that on the final visit you are also at full HP. The contents of your sub-tanks does not matter. They do not need to be filled.
So I guess at this point in time, if there's anything you guys would like to say, now is a great time because it's just going to be him doing the same thing over and over again.
I know we talked about it beforehand, another subject we're talking about, but the how you actually use the controller, because we were talking about all the button mashing right before we went on live.
Oh, that
yeah.
is
Right.
for intro, but you're the one that
Yeah.
kind of pioneered that, so if you'd like to discuss that, you're more than welcome to.
Sure. Yeah. So we've I guess lovingly dubbed it the contortionist mash, but you kind of hold the controller a little bit differently. It allows you to use your left hand pointer finger, your index finger, on the Y button with your left hand thumb still on the D-pad, and then giving your right hand thumb access to join your left index finger on the Y button for a double mash while still allowing you the ability to move. It is a very awkward way to hold a controller, but if you're able to master it, a whole new world of possibilities open up. Oh, and Apt? Going for the damaged version of the Hado capsule. Don't see this too often, but Apt doing Apt things. If you
Has to.
spawn the capsule and then take damage and then move that health out of the way, instead of showcasing the Hado, you get a lemon. Very anticlimactic.
Sadly, he didn't get the missile to go with it, though. The missile will chase on that.
Yeah. That would have been the holy grail here of the Apt America.
Yeah, this is Apt runs in a nutshell.
Yeah,
I keep it fun.
if you're looking for lighthearted fun with a speed run, Apt America the 1 on Twitch is the way to go. Looks like he was going for another Phantom grab. Unfortunately, did not get the drop we needed.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, saved by the platform.
Please leave me alone. I don't like you. We're doing great.
This is not how this is supposed to go, just for the record.
And then we get a tornado. So tornado here. Talk about tornado, guys.
Yeah, of course. How about this? We'll see Apt America taking damage here intentionally. The reason why on that blue guy is the fastest possible way to lose health. We need 6 or less before entering this next section for the Vile refight. Again, another scripted loss, but Apt engaging what is called the Vile skip by avoiding touching the floor of that last room. And then we will shoot a rolling shield to kind of stitch together 2 separate cutscenes. And then Zero is going to jump out and engage a third cutscene all in one go. That saves about 15 seconds overall, really well executed.
I just looked at chat and read this is the 304 Sig 1.
the Sig 1 of myth.
You deserve that, sir.
I should have taken it with the health drop.
Yeah, the first showcase here of the Hadouken, it does 32 damage instantaneously to any enemy in the game, save for a couple, one we will see at the end. It will essentially one-hit KO every enemy, save for if you were to go back and fight Green Biker Dad again. That one takes 2, and actually the subs in Octo take 2 Hados as well to kill.
I did not know that last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is going on here, sir? I'm very confused about this climb.
I took a bonk going for Tiki Climb, lost the charge, and now we're sad.
Hopefully we've got something in the sub-tanks there. Yeah, we got 2.
A little.
Good to
Just
go.
a few.
Yeah, just a few. First refight. So Mega Man X, the first entry in the X series, had a bit of a different philosophy for the refights. Rather than fighting them all in a single stage or in a single room with different capsules, we actually engaged them over the course of 3 separate Sigma stages. So just one of them here in Sigma 1. Very conveniently placed Met.
Nothing? No health at any of y'all?
Nothing.
All right.
Oh.
Delightful.
Well, you're full
That was
now.
optimally done, everybody. That's how you're supposed to do that.
I believe
Yeah,
we're a little bit more than plus 33 now.
The 3-second pause is an RNG minute or something. I don't know.
He just doesn't.
Oh.
It's fine.
We've got one more shot here. All right.
Nicely done, sir.
Hado on the spider. That concludes Sigma 1. We're going to see 2 more refights in Sigma 2. Apt doing Apt America things. What else could we expect?
It happens. It's a would have reset there.
Now, the final stretch here, Sigma 2, the end boss of this stage, Rangda Bangda, the wall boss, is unfortunately, again, one large RNG factor that sullies the end game of the speedrun. You can get through here on incredible pace, and Rangda Bangda will just take it all away from you.
You will indeed soil your run.
But a lot of the focus from this point forward as we get to these refights is going to be just ensuring that we have the optimal strats for immediate Hadoukens on the bosses. So as you saw there, he jumped over Penguin's first ice shot. It's a scripted ice shot at the start with a small RNG factor of if it's a fast or slow shot. But the same series of movements can jump us over that, get us right in his face, Hadouken, end the fight as quickly as possible. Eagle, scripted fight, again, he'll open it with that gust attack, and we just got to get in close, get the Hado as he pushes us away, and make sure he's still on screen when he connects.
Note, explosions, we try to get them off screen as much as possible because they actually generate excess lag.
Oh no.
It's not a huge time save, but it is notable.
Okay, we got at least a gap there at the end of Sig 2 to make up for few
Everything
extra
else.
kicks. Yep. That evens everything out right there. And a green eye. So this is the kind of pattern that you don't want to see. Ideally, you get a blue eye to start with, and then a roaming red eye. That'll be 2 Hadoukens to get rid of these eyes as quickly as possible. We've got a green into a blue into 2 more greens.
Oof.
And a lazy red.
Ranga is not being nice tonight.
But we got there.
Eventually.
So again, as you can see, just another very RNG heavy fight.
That is Sig 2 fade out.
That is a Sig 2 fade out. I didn't think you were going to go for it.
That hurts my soul.
Again, that is a frame perfect trick. It only saves 1/3 of a second, and if you miss it, you lose 6.
Jeez.
Like I said, that hurts my soul.
Yeah. All right. Now,
I mean, he got it, so
normally,
good for him, but...
Normally, we would see the armadillo boss fight here, but a little trickery with the camera and using an ice sled to force us into the boss door. We skip that fight in its entirety, and a good spark chase through the next room. Apt has a charge sled ready to go, where we're going to abuse one of the factors required for using the Hadoken, being that you are standing on the ground. Using that ice sled as a platform, we have a 2-frame window coming out of the menu where we can be on Buster, and X has not realized he's falling yet. Kind of a Wile E. Coyote moment. And because of that 2-frame window, we can get a Hado going without being on the ground whatsoever.
You know, I've never put the Wile E. Coyote moment together with that. That is something, sir.
I love it.
I really wish there was like an O face for X for that now.
Well, you know, if there's anybody deserving of the title, I think Apt America is our Acme Productions here.
You did that on purpose. I saw
Yes, I
that.
did.
He got the fish, Hado.
You generally don't land in those fish, but he had to showcase that.
Yeah. Apparently, being inside the fish, you're standing on ground, so why not Hado?
I never knew that.
I didn't learn that as well as several other things until I started speedrunning this. I've been playing this game since I was a little kid. And it was like, I start watching my first tutorial. I'm like, wait, Dash Lemons do 2?
Opened up a horrible, horrible world of possibilities to Apt America.
The joys of
yeah.
speedrunning.
I'm having a great time. I don't know what you're on about, man.
All right, so just coming up to the end of Sigma 3 here, we have the final boss of the stage, D-Rex, a car dinosaur shoe thing. And luckily for us, hopefully we can get it here. There is a very quick Hadoken strat. Unfortunately,
Which we
just
don't.
got a miss there with the lemon, but the backup pattern comes out. The base of the car does not take any damage and actually acts as a platform. The head is what we're looking to hit there.
Also, just a quick note, because I appreciate this comment. Apt getting caught by the fish was indeed very fishy.
Great.
Perfect.
All right, on to the last stage of the run here, Sigma 4. Many a PB dream have died on this very stage. We have 3 total boss fights, one against a very poor dog, and one against a really weird Jedi impersonator, Sigma. We're going to look for Hadokens on the dog and on Jedi here. Unfortunately, the final boss fight, Big Sig, he is immune to the Hadoken in Mega Man X, even though he is vulnerable to it in Maverick Hunter X. So you'll see Apt have to fight Big Sig with Rolling Shield as intended.
Oops.
Oh,
Whoa.
missed
Surprised you
buffer,
didn't.
good backup though.
Yeah, really.
I'm surprised you didn't mention our more recently lovingly named Dog Boy.
Oh
Or was
yes,
that dog?
Jedi and Dog Boy,
Dog Boy, yes.
our new web series. Look out for it. Yeah, excellent. Honestly, run overall. Okay, we're weapon swapping on the claw, but as you're gonna see here, there it is, the Hadoken on Big Sig. He is invulnerable to it. Thank you for the showcase.
Had to, man. Had to.
Just what we needed to see. But main focus of the fight: stay on the claws, stay up high, avoid the lightning, and
That's time.
Nice.
37-23 is the final. I'm happy with that.
As you should be. That's excellent time. I'm not sure where that would place you. You know, if you were to submit that one, might be top 100 or so, somewhere around there.
100-ish. Yeah, around top 100.
Yeah, that's a pretty good run, honestly.
That's a good time, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Now, if anyone wanted to go off and learn more about the Mega Man X speedruns, where would they go? They saw this like, ooh, I want to do 100. Or I want to see what the 80%'s like.
Yeah, there's a couple of fantastic tutorials on YouTube. Obviously, got to give it out to Walrus Prime for his 100% tutorial on YouTube.
Yeah.
Make sure you got some time because that one is that's a long one. You got 15 40-minute videos to take you through the 100%.
He's very thorough, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
It will
NRG
carry
Zam
you.
has the any percent tutorial.
Yeah. Yeah, the Walrus tutorial in particular will carry you from the first time you touch this game until you're grinding for like a top 10 time. Like it's very thorough and has everything you need in it.
And of course, if you're looking for live speedruns, you can always come see us on Twitch. Obviously, we got Apt America 1, myself, O'Trials, and Sasquatchmo or Bad Sasquatch Gaming, depending on his mood.
I deserve that.
All right, any of the shout outs you'd like to go ahead and toss it out to?
Big thanks to you guys for again having us out here. Thanks for everyone watching, and I really want to give a big thanks as well to O-Trials and Sasquatchmo for joining me on this. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for
no
inviting
problem.
us.
All right, well, thank you all so much for showcasing that amazing Mega Man X run. Don't worry, we're still knee deep in Mega Man X for this Mega Monday. We got X4 coming up here just a second. But hey, do not forget, Games Done Quick is actually hiring. If you're a business developer or have experience in recruiting sponsorships and would like to work for GDQ, you can apply at gamesdonequick.com/jobs. While we get things set up for X4, this is a great time to get up, stretch, get some water, get a snack, use the restroom, all of that. And like I said, we'll be right back with Mega Man X4. To the bargain bin. Hey, by the way, do not forget, registration is live right now for Awesome Games Done Quick 2024. If you'd like to attend the event in person, that's going to be from January 14th to the 21st, you can head on over to gamesdonequick.com for more information, including attendee registration and hotel booking. Also, our schedule's out there as well at gamesdonequick.com/schedule. Let us know what you're really looking forward to at that schedule. But also, do not forget, we got Mega Man X4 coming up right now with Johnny Go. How are you doing with this? I cannot wait for X4.
Neither can I. I love X4. X4 is a great game.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
All right, cool. Time will start when I select the objectively best character. And the spoilers for that, it's not the red one.
Indeed.
3, 2, 1, Johnny Go.
Ooh, he said it.
You said it.
He said it.
Anyway, we're going to mash through some cutscenes here. So I guess that's the best 20 seconds to the start of the run.
True.
Yeah, there's a lot of mashing that goes on in this game.
Mainly
At
text.
the beginning of the game, got a couple cutscenes, and then you've got the character or the stage intros.
So I guess we.
So one of the main
start
ways
with-
you move in this game is, unlike X1, which you just saw, we don't want to be dashing on the ground because it's slow. So we jump.
Yeah. Yeah. Dashing on the ground has a startup animation of like 6 frames.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
basically, every time you dash on the ground, you lose 6 frames. So that's why we dash jump, like hold dash and then just like jump, because it starts you and keeps the max speed through the entire jump. And well, more text mashing this game. This game is awesome.
Well, let's get some F's in chat for Jay because he tragically died right here.
Trying to
Jay.
explain the lore. Well, hey, if you
Yeah.
would just stop text smashing, then I can like read the lore. That'd be great.
Just read faster, man.
Oh, you're gonna do the region manip, aren't
Oh
you?
yeah.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
No reason not to. It's actually free.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of if you get the one cycle or not.
Yeah, which is like slightly RNG and position based, and timing, and jump high enough. It's like there's a lot of moving parts to it, but there's slight, it's slightly RNG dependent.
Yeah, a region can give you a handful of patterns, but the as long as you do the manip, you can basically one cycle unless you get pretty unlucky.
Yeah, because sometimes he can just like fly away immediately, and then you're kind of screwed.
Anyway, here's another 30 seconds of text smashing. Thankfully,
the bosses.
This is about the last time. There's a couple other times we need to mash, but there's like no sustained text smashing after this.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
these the stage intros.
So, yeah, thank you. So yeah, my phone has like 10 seconds delay, I think. So this is much better. Yeah, and it, like if Johnny, I'm cursing you. If Johnny dies, I need to commentate on it.
I promise to not.
So, so Mr. J, give us your vast knowledge on why we're going Dragoon first.
Honestly, like I wish that there was a way that we didn't have to do this first. We come here to get the Rising Fire weapon because it's pretty useful to get some of the upgrades. But there's actually 2 more upgrades that we're gonna have to come back here and get after we get through Area 2, or once we get to Area 2. But yeah, I remember when I first started speedrunning this, and Johnny Go and I like started speedrunning this around the same time, and he's blown past me. But this is a great level to start with, just because you get the can ride in with the mech armor to fight Dragoon, which I think is interesting. I don't know if that's actually something you can do in any of the other X games, but Johnny Go just completely jumps over it and doesn't even care about it anymore.
Yeah, this is
how much faster is this this route?
That is,
that's
about 2
yeah,
seconds
so
slower. That was
that's not how you do that. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Okay, but
supposed to get 1 intentional hit, not 3.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's kind of new. It's mechless basically. It's slightly faster than grabbing the mech, but of course, like way riskier.
And he's getting great RNG here with the the double
fire. Oops.
He just said earlier that he wasn't gonna die.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so like, yeah, okay, nice. Okay.
I played that fight super safe because 2 hits was
Yeah,
definitely
you
gonna
did.
kill me.
Yeah, you very much did. Okay, so I guess we should commentate on this. Is I believe the only fight we do with only green shots, like half charges, and that's because it does 2 damage instead of 3. But Dragoon has such short iframes that you get more DPS by using green shots instead of fully charged shots. So that's why. And he has like a ton of patterns. This one was average, I'd say. Like this beginning was good, but then it wasn't like great.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, you just want Dragoon to just plant his feet and blow fire. And you can just hop on the other side of him and feed him a bunch of limes.
Turns out fire is weak to lime.
Polite.
Or green things, really, because the
That's
double
true,
cyclone.
Double cyclone.
Now we get the true
Okay,
final
so-
boss of Mega Man X4.
The true final, the hover boots. the bane of every X4 X runner existence. This is just So, well, if you don't know, well, you get to air dash now, which is useful and cool. But you also get to hover, and it's kinda not great. You can
it's an interesting concept, but yeah, when you're speed running, it's very weird because it kills all of your momentum, and it's really meant as like a safety net for beginners in this game. But once you learn like the speed run, you don't really use it except for at the end.
Oh, that's an interesting fire.
Yeah, that was not what you're supposed to do there.
No, it was RNG manip, remember?
Oh, true. RNG manip to spider.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that if we can crack the RNG on Web Spider, then the game gets blown wide open in terms of making it a consistent fight. A lot of the boss fights in the game do have a RNG mechanic, but Web Spider's RNG patterns, they're just all over the place. So you might have a great run going into the end of the game, and if Spider doesn't give you a great pattern to work with for the quick kill, which hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, dude, what's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, I'm trying
what's
to.
What's wrong? We haven't even gotten Nova first.
I'm trying to jinx / bless the run.
Oh no, I'm jinxing it. I'm jinxing the run.
I'm breathing it into life.
Something you may have noticed during that level, which is kind of unique to this game, is you can use sub-weapons and your buster simultaneously, which is not something you can do in the earlier games.
Yeah.
I think you can. Well, I was gonna say Mega Man 8, but that came out at the same time as X4, I think. Kind of the same time.
Yeah, around the same time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we haven't explained anything about Spider.
We got some bad RNG to start. we can explain that.
Yeah. So the thing is, he can spawn at basically any point. Any part of the screen on top. And at the beginning, if he drops on top of you, you miss a shot, pretty much, which is what happened to Johnny. So yeah, that's the spawn of when he's off screen. Since it's random, he can spawn on top of you, and then you just lose damage because he didn't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we shoot our shots basically at the top of the screen, so they hit him anywhere on screen effectively, except unless he spawns on top of you.
On top of you, yeah.
That's why the first one was bad RNG.
Are you gonna go for the web YOLO skip?
Yeah, dude, it's free.
Of course it is.
It's free. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it's literally free.
Every trick in X4 is free until you miss it, and then it's clearly the hardest trick in the game.
The first section of Owl doesn't have much going on. You just ride the armor and that's it.
Well, you don't screw up the movement. That helps too.
that's not
so
ideal.
Optimally, you would get these charge, dash, and jumps, and the way that the cannon charges, it's just enough time to always be charging, firing, and then charging again. But there was a little bit of a rough start, but Johnny Go's got his pace back on this again.
Yeah,
if
something
the
important
mech
is
charges while you are not moving or while you're still on the ground, it locks you to the ground and you can't jump or move anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing, which is what happened at the earlier section of the mech.
Oh, that's not right. Well, backup strats.
Ooh, backup strats.
Yeah, the spikes there that he almost that it looked like he clipped into. There's a small set of pixels at the top of it, which you can still wall kick off of, and so it's a very scary looking trick there. But it's easy to do once you know the safe range.
It's free. What are you talking about? I didn't screw it up.
It's literally free. Yeah, that's the intended strat. What do you mean? Okay, so Owl is.
Yeah, you got the jump.
Not a fun guy.
It's pure RNG.
The thing, yep, everything he does, where he spawns, how long he stays there, what patterns he does, everything is RNG.
The only thing that's not RNG is he always goes up top at the start of the fight.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
The first 2 shots are not RNG. Everything else is.
And when Al goes off screen, you'll see Johnny go like fire off a charge shot just to fish out where he's at, because Al can either be on the top or the bottom of the level when he comes back in. So if he's on the bottom, he's just going to drop down there and try and light him up. Al's being
Bro, that was
pretty
a
mean, but-
great RNG.
Yeah, other than the one
Expecting that.
other than the one non-charge shot that was basically perfect for the pattern he gave me.
Yeah, pretty much. It was sick RNG. But yeah, he can do like the desperation move. There's also like something called the shield break, where you can like mash in him like 18 damage in like 2 seconds. Like no,
Yeah.
in 1 second. Sorry.
He has to set you up for that though. Otherwise, that fight would be much more tolerable.
Yeah.
Oh, also something that we haven't talked about. After every boss on the weapon get screen, if you don't mash, there's a like readout where it'll say like you got double
Oh, yeah.
cyclone. And that
You got the racing fire.
that costs you like 4 seconds per level. So if you just are mashing buttons, it won't do that. So you save
pretty much.
you save like 30 seconds over the run just by mashing buttons.
Why you
Speaking
gotta
of,
hurt the snowman?
oh,
What did I
you can
hit?
despawn that. I don't know.
I just like ate my vertical jump there.
It was
I
a
still
snowman.
have no idea how to beat that snowboarder. Like I don't know what it is about that jump that I never
You
get.
jump early. If you jump late, you'll actually land and he'll hit you.
I think I jumped late. I don't know. Jay sounds like skill issue to me.
It does
Yeah,
sound
it
like
is
a
very
skill
much as
issue.
a skill issue.
Okay, so we didn't
My
explain
first-
anything. Johnny grabbed the heart at the beginning and the EX. No, the EX
The
tank
X tank.
Yeah, tank. Yeah.
at the top. Now another RNG mini boss.
So that
And-
mini
ooh,
boss,
He's giving good.
that's best RNG, and you saw how
Yeah.
fast that was.
Wow.
That mini
Yeah.
boss can take about 12 seconds longer if he gives you worse RNG.
I think it's like 15 worst case scenario. Like it's like bad.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that
Continue.
that's not good. I was gonna say, like, you might have noticed, like, compared to like other X games, we are running in the US version, when usually you run in the Japanese version, because the Japanese version is faster. You know why, Jay?
Oh yeah, I do. Do you want me to answer?
Oh, of course, sir.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, the Japanese boss fights at the start of them, they still do the text boxes. Which yes, the Japanese text is faster, but each of the bosses have their own small voice clip. So just like mashing at the end of your weapon get, we'll skip those voice lines. There's no way to do it with the Japanese version, so you actually lose time overall because of those voice lines.
Yeah. So actually, next fight after Walrus is a completely like scripted fight unless you like mess up.
Unless you missed 2 shots or 3 shots like
Yep.
me. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Wow, he has so much HP.
Yeah, I missed 3 shots. That was rough. That's 12 damage.
Okay, so the next boss, mid boss, which Zero doesn't fight, by the way. He will say a line before the fight. In the Japanese version, every single boss has a line, so that's why the US version is faster than the Japanese version.
Even though we have all of these annoyingly long text boxes.
Yeah,
I think
yeah. So we were.
the text is something like 10 seconds faster in the Japanese version, but the voice
I
lines
believe-
cost you like 30 seconds. So
I believe the Wikia says that text boxes save like 6, and then you lose like 33 on voice lines.
okay.
Don't the voice lines also happen in the refights as well, or is
Yep.
it just the? Yeah. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
so.
And all the voice lines are RNG.
Yeah, also there's like longer
God.
voice line, longer and shorter voice line.
Did I miss a shot there too? I think I did.
You
think
did.
so.
Yeah, you did. Okay, so this fight is also like RNG. Oh, you got 3 that time.
Just don't miss
This fight
shots
is
and it's
also
faster.
RNG. Yeah. So basically, the strat is use small ice, for certain parts of the patterns, and then you charge ice and release a specific timing. So you can actually hit him 3 times with the falling ice. So with 1 charge, you can do like 12 damage, I believe.
It's 15, isn't it? Oh no, because Colonel takes 1 less damage from everything for whatever reason.
Yeah, Colonel takes 1 less.
This is the second. I didn't call it out the first time, but the second of the 2 worst stages in this game.
What do you mean the second?
I hate Spider too.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
I actually like this stage, but I think I'm like the only one in that hill. So yeah.
Yeah, Stingray Area 1 is the worst, and then Stingray Area 2 is the second worst.
Okay, so
the reason we say that is because the jet bike here, a lot like the other ride
oh my god.
Yeah, he saved that. It's notorious for eating inputs, just
It doesn't eat inputs.
It doesn't
There's just
eat
a big-
inputs. It just doesn't accept inputs for like 10 frames after you land.
Yeah, you let
I
there's a
wonder
window where
if there's
you can't
only
do
something
inputs.
else that we could refer to that as. It's
It's a
got some
landing
like,
animation. Come on.
yeah, the animations are like fully scripted. Like you have to ride out the entire dash animation before you can issue something new. So what you'll see Johnny Go doing is he's jumping, tapping dash, and then holding down so that he can stay close to the water to keep the scrolling speed going. But yeah, a lot of times, like for newer runners, are you gonna get him in there?
Yeah, we beat Stingray to the boss door. This is the best trick in the whole game. Doesn't do anything, but it's cool.
Oh yeah, we didn't explain how the bike works. So
it works poorly.
Well, on top of that, the stage is basically an auto scroller, but if you air dash, it scrolls faster. So that's why Johnny was constantly air dashing every time he could. It saves like 30 seconds in the entire stage?
Yeah, something. It saves a crazy amount of time over the whole stage to air dash.
Yeah, like in both sections in total. Stingray is pretty simple, just like buster him down.
I mean,
that's
for the RNG I got, that's the best you can do.
Yeah, it's not great RNG, honestly, pretty bad, but that's the fight like pretty much as good as you can do it with that pattern.
Yeah, there's a couple things you can do to technically speed that fight up. There's like one thing you can do, but it's very, very frame perfect. Maybe not frame perfect, but it's very, very close to frame perfect.
It's a couple of frames, yeah.
It's just not worth going for in a run where you actually care about the outcome. Unless you're Dante.
I go for it. Johnny, every time I get more sick.
I said it before and I'll say it again. The music of Mega Man is timeless.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It very much is. Okay, so this stage is interesting. If you know the frame rules basically from the Mario, that's pretty much the same here. The stage will send you to the second half in different cycles. So the cycles like loop every 3 seconds. So basically, as long as your movement is somewhat consistent, you can make the fastest cycle every time. Like the bigger issue usually is like the mini bus.
Look,
or like chart.
We're on a train, but imagine a bus.
Imagine a bus, just like Mario. And okay, nice. Yeah, so Johnny got the fastest cycle. Well, technically not, but no one's doing the task cycle.
No one has done the task cycle outside of Osceola doing it with save states. So
with save states, yeah. Now the second half is pretty much the same. I'd say harder than the first one because the cycles are actually 2.5 seconds instead of 3, so you have smaller window to get the fastest cycle. And there's like much more enemies also.
Yeah, something that we didn't cover was that in Storm Owl stage we picked up a Buster upgrade that affects the charging of the Buster. This one is the stock shot where if you hold the charge button down for a certain amount of time, you actually store charge shots, which are these like larger blue shots, and if you hold it a certain amount of time, it stores 2, and then it'll build up a 3rd and 4th. But as you can see, like Johnny Go running through here, he's trying to build up just the 2 so he can fire them pretty quickly to wipe out some enemies as he's going.
Yeah, like this buster is like much better for boss killing and like overall movement, because of having like the stock shots. Beast is free fight, honestly.
It's another
like just his weakness.
Yeah, it's another scripted fight, effectively with the weakness, and you can't screw it up unless you're me. But I didn't do it here, so even I don't screw it up. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So also, just a small thing. If you do 4 charge of his weakness, you actually skip 1 hit, because bosses have 48 health. The weakness usually hits for 4.
5.
And the charge 5.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And the charge is 5. So if you do 4 charges, you're skipping on 1 set of iframes. And now the revisit. Jay, I'll leave this to you because I'm kind of running out of air here.
You're good, man.
So BRB.
Yeah, so if you notice, like, you can see that he's built up 4 charges just underneath his health bar, and he'll use those to blow away some of these comets, meteors, whatever, these fireballs falling from the sky. But yeah, unfortunately, we do have to revisit Dragoon stage because the 2 upgrades that we need to get 100% are in the latter half of the game, so just have to quickly run and gun through the rest of the first half of the stage, and then the second half we'll be able to grab the 2 upgrades that we need. A lot of this should look familiar, and yeah, good. You did not die on the that first part of area 2. He used a rising fire there. So another part of the buster upgrades is that when you get the arm upgrades, you can build up a charge shot for your special weapons as well. So he's used the rising fire, which is the throwback to the Shoryuken from Street Fighter and X2, and then to get into this area, you have to use a charged twin slashers shot to bust down those blocks.
I just want to point out, I got all 4 mech jumps in this run, which
I was gonna say.
You can't go back and watch them, so you don't know what I'm talking about. But you have to trust me that's impressive.
Well, we know. With X, that's actually hard. With 0, it's free.
Well, you have the double jump with 0, so it's
no. Why won't you double jump? Jay, please.
0 has a slightly shorter but wider hitbox, if I remember correctly, than X.
Yeah.
So he has a little bit easier time jumping over some taller enemies.
Yeah. That's whoa. Okay, and the climb, good luck.
Oh, I forgot to let go of the charge there.
Oh, well, that don't matter. It's like the usual climb, I guess.
Oh my god.
I did have a question that came from chat, in case any of y'all are ever interested in having 3 seconds.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we fighting for?
Specifically for this mini boss, we don't kill him. Just
we let him live.
That's who we fight for.
This is X's fight. That's X's fight to free that mini boss. Okay, so basically what we do is use either a web or a charged rising fire to get some additional height, and then when you use Nova, you get also just a tiny bit more height and a lot of horizontal speed. So by being so high and going so fast with Nova, I mean not because Johnny Go is fast, you get to go over the trigger that locks the camera on the mini boss. So you just like completely skip him.
The game actually does some interesting stuff if you go back and fight him after you do that too.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that before. I'll have to try that.
I think I'll busted up. video in the Discord at some point. Well, I can try to find it later.
Anyway, this is an auto scroller. You just sit here.
Yeah.
We can
but
sort of
you
speed
will
it up
have-
at the end, but it doesn't actually speed it up at all.
No, you can skip that last section, but it's not like faster. A little bit. It's mainly to position yourself behind Mushroom, so you can do a faster fight, which is with a mix of Buster and Weakness, which hopefully we see. It's pretty hard.
While this fight is going on, I do want to remind chat that we're not done with the Mega Man tonight. On Express Lane, they're also throwing off a bunch of Mega Man games. So we got a bunch more Mega Man coming up after this.
It wasn't
Okay,
perfect,
nice.
but
It wasn't perfect, but it was a good. It was a good.
Yeah, it's still impressive.
A good fight, yeah, because that is very hard to do.
I saw you
Because-
tried to do the task web kick.
no, that's like required for the fight to do it right.
Is
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I feel like in the last like 6 months or so, you guys have been like busting the game open with a lot of like super optimized fights that shave off a second or two, and they're
Yeah,
not
this
only
one in
are they difficult,
particular
but
is
they
like
look impressive.
2.5, I think.
Yeah, the mushroom. You save so much time on mushroom going with that Buster fight over even
Yeah.
the faster of the two web fights.
Yeah, because the other option is just like using the weakness, and it makes the fight completely free. But yeah, it's like slower. So, and now we're in the speedrun stage.
This is the best level in the game.
Honestly, yeah. Like once you get going and once you learn how to run the stage, this is relaxing to get through the area 1 and these first 3 sprints.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, part 1 of this level is like I say it's the best stage in the game, but I honestly this is like the most fun I have in the run is this level.
I like Spaceport. I think that's really fun.
Spaceport's probably the second best level, and it's next. So
Yeah. So to sum it up, there's like 3 sections in this first half of the stage, and to get the heart, the E-tank, and the helmet piece, you have to clear each section very fast. Because if you go fast, you get like different rankings: B, A, and S. S gives you the part. A lets you pass, and B
you replay the
makes
section.
you do the section again. Yeah.
So we Nova
Because this is a
right at the end of
this
that first section there, just to get some height. Because like Dante said earlier, the Nova gives you a tiny bit extra height, which lets you grab that wall, so you don't have to do a slow climb up a ladder. It saves like a second or two.
Probably like a second. It's not terribly faster, but it is. I've never actually timed it. Maybe it doesn't save anything, and we're just like looking cool.
Well, if you don't do it, you still have to like worry about the eye. Like it's a little bit safer of a strat. Plus, you get your Nova refilled on the next area. So
yeah. Section 2 is pretty simple. Just like push these buttons and this screen turns upside down.
And he did not die.
I did not get killed by the Dante button.
There is one of those buttons. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, because the gravity gets flipped and like the whole stage gets flipped, there is a small chance on that last button that if you I don't know the exact like setup for it, but you can be too high in the air when you touch the button, so it flips and then your sprite is in the ceiling and it kills you. And it's very annoying. Yeah, it's so weird. Like I love this game because I think that it's a fun game, but there's some janky programming on it. So you find weird things like Johnny Go has soft locked on one of the
Cyber Peacock.
yeah, one of the portals that like times you. You can get hit by something just as you activate the portal. So instead of running through it, you are just frozen in the air and you can't do anything. So you have to reset.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You can also
there's
soft
some
lock.
fun moments.
You can also soft lock in Mushroom if you like enter like a transition screen and you get shot at the same time. It soft locks. Then you're screwed.
We'll talk about the Peacock boss fight next time we fight Peacock.
Yeah.
Because that fight
was-
is a little interesting, but also all of the weird stuff that can kill you on his level is interesting too. So like,
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Like next time. Also, this stage is fun.
this
like,
is
very
Spaceport.
fun.
This is the second best stage in the game.
Because you see like Buster, charged weapons. I don't think not charged, but twin slasher, web, and just like so much fun. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
this
there's
is
a
like-
charged base.
Right around the time you start to unlock the movement of this game. This has a lot of like vertical and horizontal challenges that you can just get around with all of the weapons and tools that you have at your disposal.
That
Nice
was
stage.
basically a perfect stage
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It was a really
Yeah.
good stage.
Yep.
All right,
Now let's see a really good Colonel
so
2
someone
fight.
actually explain this fight because this is a very interesting
Okay.
fight.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So, okay, Colonel is weak to ice, yeah, but at the beginning you can, his pattern is set so you can double and even triple hit
Nice.
him with Nova. I think that was a triple.
That was a triple
Yeah, I
Nova.
think so too.
You can double or even triple hit him with Nova.
Oh no!
And after that, there's RNG to it.
Ah!
But
Colonel,
essentially,
please.
it's the
Whoa.
same fight where oh no,
Dude, that was like the
Okay.
perfect start of the fight, and then I choked it by missing twice.
yeah.
It's okay,
Yeah.
man. It's all for content, you know.
Okay, so this is a little new, like a month, maybe two back. We found a different setup, mainly Osseo, where we can actually tie the tasks for this fight. It is RNG dependent and it requires a frame perfect input of one of the ices, but we can actually tie the task for that fight, which involves
Yeah.
like again getting the like triple hit Nova, charge ice, frame perfect releases and stuff. But it is possible. Like we've done it. Trust me.
Yeah, like I said, the amount of optimization that you all have put into this over like the last several months has been really impressive to watch because you can play this game and just like beat it as fast as you want, but like there's always like just a little bit more time that you can squeeze out by doing something just slightly different, like the lightning kicks at the during the mushroom fight. I would have never thought to do something like that, and yeah, it saves time because you're constantly damaging them. But yeah, there's all kinds of optimizations that this game has, and it's very impressive that you guys keep pushing the bar of what's possible.
That fight went so south so fast.
I noticed that. Even I noticed. I was like, whoa.
Okay, so it's actually somewhat common to end like yellow health because double. Okay, so the armor piece reduces your damage and your knockback usually like by half. But it doesn't reduce the damage double deals to you, and double deals 6 damage with the body. So your health goes down so fast on that boss. And in order to do an optimal fight, you want to damage boost a lot. Hopefully with the little things he throws when you use his weakness. But sometimes you have to damage boost with the body, which deals 6 damage, so your health goes down so fast. It's very easy to die. Even in 100%.
Especially when you miss shots and you have to have the fight goes on for longer.
Especially when you miss the very first shot over the head.
Yeah, the most optimal fight pattern is you want to be like right next to him so that you can keep jumping and using the double cyclone to damage him. But the beginning of that fight, I think you had jumped and his evil slash or whatever had ate one of your double cyclones. So it's just unfortunate, but yeah.
So
oh yeah, hey, General's
yeah,
dead.
that general fight is a little interesting. The hitbox is real bad.
Yeah.
So
It is.
if you saw, one of my shots went directly through him and I did no damage, which just sucks. And there's nothing
Yeah, so
you
I'm
can
not-
really do there about it either.
So, Jay, I feel like we should not talk for the next like minute or so. Yeah.
No, we should definitely get in his head so he doesn't get the
Look,
the spider quick kill.
I only miss the quick kill when PBs are on the line. Like,
Yeah,
I'll get it first try, no problem. Watch.
You'll get like the super fast quick kill that you've got it like once.
Yeah, the one
like,
that
no one else has gotten it.
Yeah, the instant kill where he dies off screen and no one has ever seen it before except for me.
So
Yeah.
we're at the refight stages for this game. He's going to damage Spider just enough with his weakness and then try and Nova Strike. As you saw, just a large chunk of his health was missing.
And he's dead. Woo!
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a decent Spider quick kill, right? There's a little bit faster method.
There's technically two faster.
Yeah, that's like the most
Human
common
viable
one, honestly.
methods, I think.
There's like a CFO style fight that minimizes RNG.
But the
But,
way
that's
the way
that's
that
like
works
the usual fight. Yeah.
is Spider's iframes when he leaves the screen, the bit or whatever gets flipped, as opposed to just turning them on. So if he's in iframes when he leaves the screen, the game actually takes his iframes away, which is why you can hit him multiple times with Nova like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
So on
Nova
this,
fight.
yeah, go ahead.
Changes a little bit. It's technically slower, but RT8 it tends to be faster, like 99% of the time. So we use like 4 short shots, then the weakness, and then use that dead time of the animation from the weakness to charge 4 more shots, and then we kill Dragoon in 3 cycles. Not only tends to be faster most of the time, but it also minimizes RNG, so it's much more consistent.
And taking damage during that fight is kind of required so that you can build up your Nova Strike again, so that hopefully,
Yep.
you can get a
Very
quick kill
nice.
on
Nice.
Al as well.
Very nice.
Very nice. Kind of the same concept as Spider. After you shoot his weakness, Owl's weakness, there's a period of time where he will not have iframes. So if you Nova in that window, you can hit him through the shield that appears when you Nova him, and pretty much destroy him. You can actually one-shot Owl with the Nova. And
Got it.
very nice.
Flawless
Nice.
fight.
So
Nice.
because we have the helmet piece and the chest piece, well, the helmet lets you use special weapons without losing ammo, unless you charge them. And well, the chest piece reduces damage and knockback, so we can do a new walrus fight that involves 3 charges and a bunch of small fire. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the ammo and the hard knockback of not having the chest piece. Won't allow you to do it in the first fight. So by having all that, you can do that new fight, and it saves like what, 2.5 seconds also.
Yeah, you get 2 of the 3 charge shots give you double hits also. So you get two hits instead of 1. Because of how Walrus's iframes work when he changes stances.
Yeah, if he changes stances while in iframes, his iframes will reset. Funny enough, if he's not on iframes when he changes stances, he's actually immune.
Ah, dang it. Choked it.
Well, no matter. So this is like the
It
usual
happens.
easy fight while use the weakness. There is a thing that Johnny tried to do. Using 4 busters at the beginning is slightly faster than using only the weakness. But he missed a shot, so we should shame him.
Yeah.
Missed a shot on the stationary boss.
No.
Yeah, dude. Missed the shot on the boss who just stands on the wall and does nothing.
Oh yeah.
Stingray is exactly the same, so not much to say here, really.
Yep.
Okay, there's a really good question that came out in chat. When it comes to any percent or the 100% for these, do you prefer the 100 because of the variety, or any percent because of the speed, or does it matter because of maybe things are a little bit close?
For any percent on X, any percent is barely faster.
Yeah, it's barely faster and actually harder for the most part because of the end game. Sigma will like wreck you because you only grab like 4 hearts.
You grab the ones that are
And-
actually like you can't basically avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if Sigma, if you wanna kill him quickly, even with armor, kind of like double, he usually hits you for 6 damage instead of like the reduced 2 to 3 damage. So he will like kill you like 5 hits. 5 to 6 hit, you will die.
Mhm.
So 90% is like a lot more risky, and the run barely changes, honestly.
And you also don't have the boots, which the only useful time in the whole game is on Sigma,
Is Sigma.
which we will
Okay,
hopefully
so-
see, and I won't screw up.
Yeah. Okay, so now on Peacock, which the pattern he gives you is RNG. Like if he spawns on top of you, on the side, or like on top left, that's RNG. But where he will spawn depends on your position. So by positioning yourself in the wall, you see where he spawns, and depending on where he spawns, you already know what he will do. So you just react accordingly.
Yeah, basically just eliminates having to react on the fly, which you can do. It's what Dante does. It's slightly faster, but it's also a lot more easy to screw up.
Yeah.
And you actually want him to do his desperation attack. Like it's better because you get more hits in.
Yeah, you get more DPS. And now we're into Big Bad Sigma, which isn't spoiler because it was in the actual intro cutscene. You see Sigma.
Well, we
Okay,
would have known that
don't
if
blink,
he hadn't
don't
skipped
blink.
through it.
Don't blink because he will die and he's dead.
Oh,
Sigma
wow.
one done.
Yep. So if you use fire, he's supposed to disappear. But if you charge, he just
Okay.
doesn't check for that for some reason. And cool, cool fight.
Well, that was a whole lot of not what's supposed to happen there.
Yeah, I've never seen Sigma in this spot with so much health.
That
He's
was
usually dead at this point.
yeah. I like cycled off web and it screwed up everything.
It's for RNG manip.
Yeah, never knew any.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Now this is the wrong killer,
Yeah.
and I will say it because
The run killer as the very end of the last 90 seconds of the
Yeah.
game.
yeah, literally. Because
Well, hopefully we can see 2 cycles. Well, 1 and 2 cycles.
Yeah, let's see
Oh,
a 2
one-off.
cycle, the thing I've done twice ever.
okay, so if you want the fastest fight, which is the 2 cycle, you want the rocks, but it's also like a very risky thing to go for. Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
Oh my god, dude.
Oh yes!
This is
Oh,
this is
Oh, no.
not what's
Not
supposed to happen.
No,
Johnny
this
Hill.
is very much not.
oh man! Okay, so that was actually the good pattern.
All right.
That's actually
well,
this
the
is-
good pattern.
Oh no.
that was an absolute disaster. Oh no, and then we
Oh,
took more
yeah.
damage too. Well, we gotta play this super safe now.
Okay, yeah, you just go for like the safe Sigma head. Okay, so that pattern was actually the good pattern, but Johnny cycled like 7 different ways that he should have.
Yeah, this is the only time where you actually want to use hover boots because
Yeah.
you can hit ray gun Sigma with his weakness and then bounce
Oh.
into him
Oh
to
wow.
reset your
Oh no!
hovering.
You don't want to
Okay, so
see the
this-
yellow heads when you're choking the run either.
Yeah, this is very dangerous.
Oh.
Okay, nice pattern from the head. Okay, yeah, so we should be good now. Should.
We're almost in the clear.
God dang, I screwed up the jump again. All right, we're just gonna play this super safe.
Super safe, and you do the
Oh.
That was
you did the 80% strat. What the heck?
I don't know what was going on there. I just could not get that hover weapon cycle working right now.
Okay, just so you know,
Time is coming up.
this was like a 44 pace run until that.
Which is to be fair, completely normal. Time is right there, by the way.
Pretty
Oh,
much,
nice.
yeah, and time.
All right.
Time is when you lose control at the very end.
Choking a 44 on Sigma, not to RNG but to skill, is like the most Johnny thing.
Kinda true.
You've been humbled
yeah.
again.
All right. Well, if anyone wanted to know more information about X4 or really any of the other X games, where would they go to check out more information about the run?
There is a Mega Man X speedrun Discord. There's a link on megamanrta.org, I believe, is the website. .net. Okay. Yeah. megamanleaderboards.net. There is an invite to join the Discord. And if you like X4 and you like what you saw here, we talk about it all the time because we have nothing better to do.
It's because it's the best X game.
It is the best X game.
It is the best X game.
Let's pick fights. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, it is the best game. It's X game. And X is better than 0. I don't care.
If they wanted to follow any one of y'all, where they head off to?
For me,
just follow Johnny.
Yeah, twitch.tv/JohnnyGo. Dante streams at twitch.tv/SCWeeb1. Jay doesn't stream anymore, but if he did, it would be at This Is JC. So
no, he doesn't stream. He don't deserve the shout out.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for showcasing that X4 run. That was beautiful. That was fantastic. We're not done here in terms of Mega Man games. Coming up next, we got Express Lane, where they're going to be showcasing some amazing Mega Man runs as well as we continue on with Mega Man Monday. We'll see you all later here on the Bargain Bin, but now this is a good time to get up, get a snack, stretch, while we get things set up for Express Lane. Stay tuned.